And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luke O'Blaze on The Metal Experience.
All right, we just heard Sons of Ra. That's a track, Anti-Fragile, off the brand new Cognitive EP. You can pre-order a copy of the limited edition CD now on the band's Bandcamp page. And then we heard a Bloodletter track that was The Grim. That's a brand new track that was released this past weekend. You can see their episode of Coffee Time with Michael Maskey now on the YouTubes and catch them playing Morgan's Thrash Bash here at Fitz's Spare Keys on February 28th. That's in a couple weeks. Well, all right.
Let's not do that countdown.
Couple weeks.
Nope.
You old ass bitch. I am Luke O'Blaze with Morgan Danielle. We're rocking out here in the back of Fitz's Spare Keys. We are here with us for the first time, Blacken the Day. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves, what you do in the band, and who's missing tonight?
I'm Alan Dragmeyer, bass player.
James Contos, guitar.
Graham, drums, and we are missing our singer, Cassandra Ann.
All right. So a four-piece?
Yes.
All right. I'm writing down everything.
Is it just because a microphone is in front of your face that you're speaking lower than usual?
Yep.
He's doing Barry
Who,
White.
me?
Yeah.
No,
It's like we were talking, and all of a sudden your voice got super deep.
Well, it's because I don't
It's the
want to.
pink tip, isn't it?
It is.
the
It
pink
is.
tip.
It
Got the
is.
pink
He's
tip in
showing
his
that
face.
microphone who's the boss.
I get the pink tip on my lips, and I turn into Shaft.
Who's that man?
We're
All
talking
right.
about our goofy mic
Shaft.
colors.
Yep. Naming them after penises.
No, Morgan's
So
got the black one.
mature.
Morgan's got the black wiener. Right in her face. Well, anyway, give us the backstory of how Blacken the Day became Blacken the Day.
Our producer / all of our pretty much best friend got a hold of all of us one day and just said, "Hey, I got you." Told him I got you a guitarist, a singer, and a drummer. Told me I got you a guitarist, bassist, and a singer, so on and so forth. And you're in a band. And this guy came on about
A year ago
A year ago now. We lost our founding guitarist. We parted ways amicably, and he joined on.
Jimmy James.
Yep, good old Jameis.
I was supposed to join originally, but I actually turned down the invite when Mike called all the rest of them because
He's
I'm
a
an
pussy.
idiot. So, a year and a half went by and I changed my mind, came on, and these guys they
Accepted
let
you.
me come on with them.
Hell yeah.
So you're telling me a mutual friend of yours just gathered all your information together, passed it on to all of you, and be like, guess what? The secret organization is forming. People you've never met before. Join them in this room and create music. You're officially in a band, and you had no say as to what was happening?
So
No,
Pretty
we-
much. It's
we
kinda
all
like a
knew
boy
each
band.
other.
yeah, no. So we've all been friends for 20 years.
Since
and
high school.
So our original guitarist was on a Navy ship with Mike, and they got to they became really close friends, and he played guitar and everything. And ended up on shore duty, being stationed in Great Lakes, Chicago. So since he played guitar, he always wanted to be in a band. Mike knew I always wanted to be in a band, and one thing led to another, and there you go.
And when was this? The formation, the original formation.
It was officially formed in February of 2017. Our first practice, I want to say, was late March, early April, somewhere around there. And in Mike's basement in Crete. In Crete.
Hell yeah. And then in that time, you said James came along.
Yes.
A little later,
Yeah.
the baby of the band.
The baby.
Yep.
The
The
baby.
FNG. Fucking new guy.
The fucking new guy.
And how do you guys come up with the name Blacken the Day?
So what we try to portray is, people live, these lives where they want to pretend like no bad shit happens. They want to live their happy suburban lives, and their bright, sunshiny, it's never cloudy and never rains. The sun always shines, and ignore all the dark shit in the world that actually happens. what we want to do is try to shove those dark things in these people's faces and say, hey, this shit really happens. So the whole Black in the Day is bringing darkness over people's bright, sunshiny lives. I guess it's so easiest way to explain
evil
it.
incarnate.
And you guys have songs about rainbows.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yes. Yes. And pots of gold and all that bullshit.
Well, that's also why our symbol is an eclipse.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Kind of reminding everybody that it's not always so beautiful outside.
Yes.
Were
Dark shit does
Were there
happen.
any other names in the running?
No.
Black in the Day was just like, that's it. That's the one from the
I mean,
get-go.
that was come up with what, Alan? Like a week after we formed?
Well, we had a lot of stupid ass ideas.
What
Well,
were
yeah.
some of the stupid ones?
Ooh, yeah, I haven't heard this either.
God, I
Can you remember?
can't fucking remember that.
You know what? I think so our first EP is called Eternal Eclipse, and I think that was actually a suggestion for a band name.
Yeah, I suggested that for a band name.
Eternal Eclipse.
Eternal Eclipse, yeah.
That's not bad.
And I think Cassie threw out like some names that had to do with like oil refineries.
Something like that.
Something like that. Like
Citgo.
Citgo or like Exxon Mobil. Like, this is my band, Exxon Mobil.
She has a thing for refineries.
Yeah.
I just
Well, I
so
mean-
happen to work in one now.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then there you
I mean,
go.
they are pretty, like at nighttime. You know, you see the lights and the flame and all that.
And
all
the
that kind of
flame.
shit.
Well, it's
And
the
flame.
contrast between the industrial complex and then all the nature preserves that the refineries buy up next to the place. That
Yeah.
weird, contrast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it. Cassie, when you're listening, just know I understand you.
Yes,
He
we get
understands
it.
you.
We get it.
So tell us a little bit about. So you guys got together. You started practicing in this basement. So how did you guys kind of decide what your sound would be?
If you were just kind of thrown into
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, we just, we all had song ideas, and we just threw them out there. A lot of stuff was already written for a while, actually, and we just kind of threw them out
Adapted
there, lyrics and general sound idea, and it just kind of all fit the same theme, which is
So,
Well, and Cassie's a trained jazz musician, and the rest of us are a bunch of metalheads. So we wanted to kind of take pulls from her education and influences and all of our own influences and sort of make our own thing with it. Kind of combining less traditional aspects of heavy metal and jazz together to make something new.
and it's funny because, like my main influence is being a drummer. I'm really into heavily percussive bands. Your Slipknot, your Korn, your Static X, things like that. James, being a guitarist, he's in a lot of the, Metallica, Megadeth, and then Alan,
Don't judge me.
Manson, Dope, Cold Chamber,
Judge
right?
him.
That kind of thing. And then Cassie listens to like Katie Lang,
ELO. That's
ELO,
that's
her favorite thing's ELO.
ELO.
So it's all these different backgrounds just
What's,
shoved together.
What's yellow?
ELO,
ELO.
Electric Light Orchestra.
And Dope is actually from Villa Park.
Yes, they are.
Hey,
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I never knew that. Huh?
You can see them at like McDonald's. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're still.
No, they're in New York now.
Oh,
Disturbed. What is it? 2 members from Disturbed
Itasca.
actually graduated from Playfield High School.
I think they're from Itasca. They claim they're from Itasca.
Yeah, some of them are from who was it?
I think Fuzz.
Donegan. His family's from Orland Park. My mother-in-law actually worked with his mom forever.
And his parents just named him Fuzz. Came
Right,
out, he was
yeah.
all fuzzy, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Your name is Fuzz."
Your name's Fuzz.
That's
they
it.
named
Yeah,
him
that's it.
Buzz.
Yeah,
I still to this day do not know his real name.
it's Fuzz.
Is it? No. Is it?
No, I have no idea.
I thought for a second you were telling the truth. I'm like,
Don't
no
believe
shit.
Luco. Luco says
Fucking Fuzz.
bullshit all the time.
I mean,
You
that's
say bullshit all the time. It's
all,
okay.
all the time.
It's okay. I'm gullible.
I say bullshit
Don't
so
happen
much.
more often.
Morgan
That's why he's full of
half the
bullshit.
time believes it.
Yeah. So the biggest one was because this guy kept telling me that Johnny Depp's middle name was John So he kept calling him John Well Quincy Depp. And I seriously, because he kept telling me he's this big Johnny Depp fan. He's like, oh, John Well Quincy Depp. I was
Anytime
like, wow,
anyone said Johnny Depp, I'm like, oh, you mean John Well Quincy Depp?
wow,
It's just stupid. And
this fucking asshole has been calling him a fake name this whole time.
for years, I've called him John Well Quincy Depp. I don't know why. It's just a stupid name. It flows off the tongue.
And I
that's
believed
awesome.
it for
years.
7 years.
7 years. Where it's like, oh, John Well Quincy Depp. I'm like, that's not his real name. I just made that up.
Well, you know, when I was younger, the
How
band
did you not know that?
Fuck you.
the band Hoobastank. Somebody told me that Hoobastank was what the H stood for when somebody said Jesus H Christ, and I believed it for the longest fucking time.
Jesus Superstain Christ.
For like 10 years, I believed that shit.
What does the H stand for?
And then I
don't even
googled
know.
it, and I'm like, I'm fucking stupid.
It's Herbert. He's Jewish.
Jesus, Herbert Christ.
Or Hyman.
Hyman.
Yeah.
Jesus, Hyman Christ.
Jesus. Yes.
What does the H stand for? Does anyone know?
Hunter? I don't know.
No
I'm
one?
going to look it up.
Hoybit.
Hoybert.
Hoybit.
The name's Hoybert.
Herman.
Oh, man. So I've actually been saying, you know, that you're cruising for a bruising. I've been saying it backwards to throw off Morgan. So one day she'll be like, you're bruising for a cruising. I've been saying that.
Holy.
Jesus, holy.
I had a feeling
Christ,
that's what it was.
Well, that's not as fun.
Yeah, I'm going with
Right?
Herbert.
That's not funny at all.
I like Hyman.
Hyman. Jesus, Hyman Christ.
But
He was
anyway.
Jewish.
German.
He was German Jewish.
So talked a little bit about the influence-wise. So combining all of that, you okay over there?
You all right?
Yep.
You need another water?
Huh?
You know Dr. Pepper?
No, I got spit down my windpipe.
Pepper.
I got spit down my windpipe.
Oh, brutal. I hate when that happens.
Combining
sucks.
all your sounds together. What was the first instrument that you guys picked up? Was it the ones that you're playing now, or did you guys play something else before this? And what was
You mean
it?
like years ago?
Yeah.
Like, did you
Yeah.
always slap at the bass?
Yeah.
No, actually, I started playing piano, and
Hell
then I moved to acoustic guitar.
Like acoustic, like with fingers acoustic guitar? With like the nylon strings, or just like a guitar, but it was acoustic?
A guitar that was acoustic,
okay.
not nothing special.
Not the classical acoustic guitar.
No, it was.
I would have been like, dude, yes.
I didn't get into bass until around high school.
And what made you pick up the bass?
A buddy of mine actually wanted to start a band, and he's like, "You should play bass. You'd be good at it." I'm like,
Vote
"Oh,
of confidence
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. Oh,
You seem like a bass player.
right.
So you went out, you got a bass.
I bought one off a friend of mine, bass and an amp, and I started playing it. And you know, in movies or in video games, when they find like that holy item, and exactly,
Yeah.
that's how it felt
Nice.
when I picked it up, because
What was the bass? Your first bass?
it was a Jackson.
You still own that Jackson bass?
Yes, I do.
Is that the bass you use to this day?
No, that thing's falling the fuck apart. But like I played with basses before. Two of my uncles are musicians, and they're the ones that actually got me into music. Where I got the acoustic from was from my Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Eddie.
Yeah, Uncle Eddie and Uncle Bruce have been my musical influences since I was little.
Hell yeah.
They were in bands and shit, and I had to go play with their instruments. I played bass a few times, played with the guitar and the drums and whatnot, and
The bass was the one that stuck.
yeah.
Sweet. What was the band that you joined with your buddy?
It was just him and I. It was called Anger's Ally. There is absolutely nothing out. It was supposed to be grunge. We recorded 2 songs at Wabanzi College
Nice.
in fucking 2008.
Is it still out? Is there any? Where are these recorded songs?
On my computer, I think. we didn't release any of them. It was
It's
just
like these
us
are for
fucking
us
around.
to keep.
Like we were trying to get something. We couldn't find a drummer.
It's so cute.
Well, then what did you guys just record? What did your buddy play?
He played guitar and he sang.
He thought he played guitar.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
He tried to play guitar.
So then, now bass. You've been in some other bands, right? Always playing bass.
No, this is actually my first band that was a full band.
The first official
Yes,
band. Dang.
first official band.
It's his first official
I
band.
know.
Yeah, they popped my cherry.
You should have seen him that first time we were on stage. It was like a kid in a candy shop. Like, oh, this is awesome. Same thing with him. He looked petrified though. First time you were on stage.
This was my first band, though.
Yeah, but like
Or
actually,
my first time on stage.
Well, James,
Oh.
give me the backstory. Come on, give me the dirty details.
No, I've always been into music, really. In grade school, I tried playing various instruments like the trombone, the stand-up bass. I did try bass, and didn't really take to it because, I was, 4 feet tall in third grade, and this thing was 6 feet tall, and you needed to play it left-handed with a bow, so that was kind of weird. But I actually landed on guitar in high school. Heard some Metallica for the first time.
Metallica.
Fade to Black, that specifically, and I decided I got to figure out how to do this because, they really kind of figured out how to put their feelings into music, and as most teenagers are, I kind of struggled with how I felt about things, and the guitar really pulled me out of that, and I've been doing it ever since.
What was your first guitar?
My first guitar was a pawn shop guitar my parents got because it wasn't my first instrument, so they weren't very confident in my ability to stick it out. It was a Hohner. It was basically a Fender Strat clone, a really cheap Fender Strat clone. I still have it. It's in my attic, covered in bumper stickers because I was a stupid teenager. And I'm pretty sure I'll get buried with that thing. I'm not letting it go for anything.
Is that the one you always brought to school?
Yep, that was the one I always brought to school. But Mr. Bouchard did a setup on it for me.
Yeah, that
Our
was
English
cool.
teacher.
He did a what for you?
He did a setup. Got the string action adjusted and straightened
he,
out.
like,
all
fixed
that
everything
stuff.
for you?
Yeah,
What
I got it all.
Your
all-
teacher did that for you?
Yeah, our English teacher. Apparently, it turns out he was really cool.
That's badass.
I had a music class, and we had an assignment where we had to write a piece of music on paper and then perform it with an instrument. So I had to bring it to school, and he saw it, and he was like, "Mind if I check it out?" And we wound up wasting the entire class period listening to him play Led Zeppelin solos.
That's
So
badass.
Very quickly became our favorite teacher.
Yeah. You mind if I check out this guitar? You give it to me, you're like, this thing's fucked up. Let me fix it for you.
Exactly.
much.
That's what happened. It was a Friday. He took it home, came back with it on Monday. It was good as new.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I almost quit playing the guitar because it sounded so shitty. You could tune it perfectly, and it wasn't never in tune.
What's this teacher's name?
Greg Bouchard. was his
Shout
name.
out.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Bouchard, Mr. Bouchard.
that dude's awesome.
That's badass. Teaching English.
Yeah.
And
Mixing
yelling
up-
kumquat.
Oh God, kumquat.
Instead of telling us to shut the fuck up, he just yelled kumquat.
It did a pretty good job of getting everybody to shut the fuck up, though.
What the fuck?
A kumquat's
That's
a fruit
awesome.
for anybody who doesn't know what a kumquat is. It's legitimately like a tropical fruit or something like that.
Just make sure you don't play it by the pussy willows.
Right.
So you're just yelling that at students?
Pooch.
That's pretty awesome. So first band, was it with that guitar?
No, actually, I played bass in the first band that I was in. It was a band called Beneath Betrayal. Some of the people from that band are still kind of on the circuit now. So, you might see them around. I know Pete plays a Spamicidal Jelly. He was our drummer. And then,
Oh, Pete Burnos?
yeah, Pete
Shit.
Burnos, right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait, what band is he in now?
Spamicidal Jelly.
He was in... Well, he's been in a couple bands.
Yeah.
he has.
He's been on the show a couple of times. Cool
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
awesome.
he's-
He's one of my favorite.
he's a
human
legit
beings.
dude.
That guy's awesome. When the band split up, I was really disappointed not to be able to hang out with him as much as I'd like to because that guy was really cool. But yeah, the band was Beneath Betrayal. I played bass for them for a while, and then we broke up because our singer was a douchebag. 'Cause, that's usually how that goes.
Fucking douchebags.
Was that was the one with Andrew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got back together. They called me, but I had a shitty ex-girlfriend, and I didn't go back with them, and should have because they actually started to have some success. But yeah, then I lay dormant all the way up until about a year ago. In January last year, these assholes came around and said, "Hey, you want to come play with us?"
I think we kind of
Yeah, we kind of
bribed
forced
him.
you. Like, dude, you're joining this band.
You're gonna play
whether you
guitar
want to or
for
not.
us, or we're gonna repeatedly kick you in the balls.
Yes. Yes.
Jokes on them. I would have liked it both ways.
You peaked when you laughed that loud.
That
Did I?
There's a spike.
I know I have a really
It's okay.
loud laugh.
That
I
was a good one.
apologize.
No, it's
Comes
okay.
out of nowhere.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Graham, give me the drums. How'd you pick up the drums? Was that the first instrument? Or you just beating on shit and you're like, we need to get him drums?
So
That's still how he does it.
So, picture this. It's 98. I'm at a friend's
1998.
house.
Limp Bizkit was all the rage.
Fuck Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, boy.
So, I'm at a friend's house, and Slipknot had just come out. Right? I had no idea who the fuck Slipknot was. But I hear that, the whole thing I think is sick. The whole thing I think
Yeah.
is sick. And I'm like, what's this? So I listened to the whole album, started my love of metal. And I had a friend, I was like, hey, you think that's heavy? You should check out Pantera.
Hell yeah.
Like, all right, so I started, listening to Pantera. And just some about the way Vinny played the drums.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what I want to do. And so a couple months after I heard Pantera, I was, banging with pens and pencils and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a garage sale, saw some like Pearl knockoff 4-piece drum kit for like $400. So I bought it and taught myself how to play Walk on this like $400 shitty Pearl knockoff drum kit. And then the
Was
rest
the
is
drum kit
history.
any good?
No.
No.
I
No,
remember
and
that kit.
and I didn't have any technique, so I just beat the shit out of the heads after like 2 weeks of having it, and it was just flat after that. And I still, when we first started this band, I still had that fucking drum kit.
Didn't you bring it over?
I did, I did.
That's the drum set you tried out with.
Yes. Well, no, because funny enough, so the band that James was talking about, Beneath Betrayal, after he had left the band, I heard they were looking for a drummer, and I actually tried out as a drummer for Beneath Betrayal.
And?
But I guess I wasn't good enough.
Oh.
Because
No, that was
Well,
before I was in it.
obvious.
was that before
That
you
was
were in it?
before, yeah.
Because they were looking for like a, ba, 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 ba.
Some blast beats?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never been, I could do dot, dot, dot. But
Yeah.
when it goes super quick, like Cradle of Filth type shit, I can't do that.
Yeah, that band was hardcore.
Yeah.
They were crazy.
Yeah. So this is the first band I played drums in, though.
The first officially. You guys,
Yeah. I mean, I've sang in other
first.
bands,
Yeah.
but never played.
What'd you sing? In what bands?
I was in, none of them really had names, except there was one weird called Masochist Exile. And it was like,
Such a douchey sounding name.
like, type shit.
Nice.
Yeah. And that went for like a year, and then hence the voice that I have now.
Well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, you guys brought us a couple of tracks to play tonight to introduce the metal experience world to you guys. What did you bring for us tonight, and where was it recorded? Give me the details on it.
Well, the one song is called Demons. It's was recorded at Devil Frost Records in Streeter, which our singer is part of with her husband Mike, so he owns the record company, recording whatever. That's in Streeter. That song, it's our newest one that we released about maybe 6 months ago.
It's the first one that I'm on.
Yeah, first one that he's on. And then the other one is Insomniac, and I'll let Alan describe that one.
Insomniac is the very first song that I ever wrote in 1998.
Dang. But was officially recorded.
It was officially recorded on
21 years later.
Right.
22 years later.
Dang.
it was officially
Whoa.
recorded on our first EP, Eternal Eclipse, and we redid it because we wanted to make it sound better, and it was recorded at Double Frost, of course.
Okay.
But I wrote that song because I was having trouble sleeping, which is something that never truly went away. So,
Still trouble sleeping?
oh yeah.
I got a lot of cheese for you if you want some cheese. That might help.
His wife might not like that so much.
Well, what's the first song that you want to play?
Why are we doing Insomniac?
Yeah, let's do
We'll do
Insomniac.
Insomniac.
Since it was our first single.
Yeah, it's a good intro to it.
Another thing
To
about
us.
that is I gave the lyrics to James here in high school, and he actually came up with the original bass line and rhythm guitar for it.
Dang.
Yeah, that's right. It was, we were trying to do a band thing in high school too, and I mean, it never really came to fruition. But I remember, what is now the bass line was originally like a guitar part, and then later on in life, Alan readapted it for bass, and then when Black in the Day came together, they sort of revamped the whole thing, and it just became a whole new monster. It's a really cool song, though.
That's
I really like how it turned out after all those years.
Comes full circle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's probably, I think, one of our heaviest songs next to Sabotage.
In a way, I guess.
It's I think it's more metal than most of our other songs,
Well,
for the most part.
let's
For
give
now.
it. Let's
For now, yeah. Let's
give
see
it-
what the future brings.
Let's give it a listen. This is Insomniac.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Black in the Day, Insomniac. Let's do it.
Hey, come check out Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host Ben and
Austin,
we are on every Thursday morning.
with tips on how to be a more efficient racist.
No, we don't do that.
Also, best ways to bag your sister in the sack.
No, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Also, we do impressions.
We don't do that either. We do have some buttons that we push sometimes.
What? And black people.
Anyways, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and everywhere you get a podcast.
You can find us closest to your nearing burning cross.
No, you can't. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at STM Podcast. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, we're Marlene Chick. Don't fight us on the Metal Experience. Stuff, metal, docking, and banquet chickens.
All right, we are back with the Metal Experience. I'm Morgan Daniel with Luco Blaze, hanging out with the guys from Black in the Day. And that was the song Insomniac that we just heard. Yay!
Heyo!
Yeah.
So your first time recording as a band, what did you guys learn about each other and how did your process end up working?
That
Did James bring in something as a different guitarist now? Did James bring in a different something to the band?
so I'll see if I can cover
I'm biased to that one.
your bias. So what James brought was a different mode of thinking when it came to structuring songs, because everything we had done previously, everything on Eclipse, everything we written post Eclipse that are going to be on our new album, is just all in 4/4. You know, da da ga da da ga. So James started writing stuff that was in different time signatures, which is getting a little harder now. It's challenging us more when it comes to songwriting, which is fucking great.
James, you're getting him hard.
I know.
But like when we first got together, none of us knew what the fuck we were doing.
What?
We didn't know. Like we had never we had all been in bands, but never like made an album, like recorded an album. So we all in there, we're just fucking playing our shit. And Mike, he's like, "You guys sound like shit."
Bunch of disorganized fucks.
Yeah, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Wasn't he the one that put you guys together, though?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he's kind of to
His
blame.
fault.
I think he saw
fault.
he saw the light at the end of the tunnel, to be cliche about it.
Okay.
He knew we were going to be something. We just didn't see it in ourselves yet. Not to get too fucking sappy about it, but
Okay. Oh, hey, baby cakes. That's my guy. Evan, don't talk to me. I'm doing something. Gosh. So the recording process. Now, James, you were on. Were you on the song that we just heard?
No, I am not on that song.
You recorded
But
that
that
right
one-
before he
Yeah, that
started.
one got finished right around the same time as I joined the band.
But you're on the next song that
Yes.
we're playing, right?
Yes.
So the studio process. You said Insomniac was recorded a week before he joined the band. Or say that again.
like right before he actually started.
Okay. And the previous guitarist recorded guitar on that.
So back on Eclipse, what Insomniac was originally on was the same song, but it's different, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Different drums. The guitar is a lot more I don't want to say intricate because it's the same riff.
It's not big changes. It's just little nuances to polish it up and
Yeah, little nips and tucks.
you know, kind
Sounds a lot
of
cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna stay as a single, the re-recorded, remastered on its own as a single. It won't be on the new album.
Okay. So then you mentioned a new album. The
Yes.
other track you brought, is that going to be on the new
Yes.
album?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how many tracks you guys looking to have on this new CD?
I think somewhere around 8 to 10 average
I thought we just had it
average
on
album
12.
length.
Yeah, we were talking about 12 or 13,
Yeah,
but
it's still
I
kind
think
of up
now
in the
it's
air.
going to be between, I'd say between like 9 and 12, somewhere in that range. But it's going to be a full length.
We're just going to try to record as much stuff as we can and then pick out our favorite things and
Yeah.
get it all put together.
How many tracks you guys got done so far?
Like total songs?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We got a lot of half-ass songs. Right
Maybe
now.
maybe 13 or 14. Let me check.
13 or 14?
I have them all on my phone. Hang on.
Yeah, I want to say there's probably about
13
of them, yeah.
tracks we have.
And some of them aren't going on the album, though. They're staying on the EP.
We are taking a couple songs from the EP and re-recording them and making them better and putting them on the full length. You know, a lot of bands do that when they have, they have a demo.
Yeah.
And then they'll pick like 3 or 4 songs that they really love and they'll remaster them, re-record them, and put them.
And that's
the
their
demo
first full
version is
length.
never the same as the final cut.
No, it's not.
And that's the thing too, is like you listen to it and you listen to it and you listen to, because it's yours.
Yeah.
And you listen to it and you listen, you're like, oh, I wish I did this. Or when you just start, you're playing it and you're like, oh, I do this now. You add a little,
Yeah, and sometimes that stuff comes by accident. You're playing through it and you mess up, but then that mess up sounds better than what it was supposed to be in the first place. And it's always kind of a little happy little accident when that happens.
Like on Invisible.
Yeah.
During the first chorus, we're playing and James does this little accidental hammer on. He's like, I'm like, that sounds really fucking cool. That sounds really cool. He's like, dude, that was totally
Yeah, I was
an
really
accident.
pissed when I did it because I thought I fucked up, and then when I heard the playback, I was like, whoa, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
So now you have to do it all the time.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what he said too. He's like, you got to do that on all the courses now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got to fuck up every time he plays
Have you been fucking up every time you play it?
Yeah. Deliberate mistakes.
But now not fucking up is a fuck up.
It's a happy little accident.
Just like James.
The Bob Ross of music.
The Bob Ross of guitar playing.
We could probably get James's hair into a fro.
Probably.
If I took this hat off right now, it probably
All right,
would
now
be.
you got to take off the
Now you
hat.
gotta take
Now
off
I'm
the hat.
Do it.
curious.
All right,
Do
here,
it.
Let's see. Let me take my headphones off.
What's under the hat? La 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 la.
Is it?
Oh, that's not shit.
No. Oh, yeah.
That's
it's all
not
flat.
shit.
You gotta
Your
let it
hair
grow out
ain't
a little
shit.
bit.
Nah,
Wasn't what I thought
You
it
know-
was.
not as impressive as I
Does anyone
thought it
have a
was gonna be.
pick?
That has actually happened a
Get a
couple of
fro pick
times
for
where
him.
bands would come on and they either have like a hat or you have a beanie on, the whole show. And then when I see them at like a show, I don't recognize them because I never saw them without their hat on. That happened with the vocalist of Synovial. He had a beanie on the whole time.
That might be the
Camille?
only time you'll see me
Camille.
without a hat on.
Okay.
They're great dudes.
Well,
in
yeah. And then
Synovial.
Camille, the first time I saw him without a hat on, I'm like, oh,
the fuck
hey.
are you?
And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, what's up? And then I'm like, who was that guy? And she's like, that's Camille
Hello.
from Synovial. I'm like, no, I've never seen him without a hat on. Like, I didn't recognize him without the hat on.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to take your hat off for me so I recognize
He
you.
did
later.
already.
Wait, hang on.
Look what he did.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not much going on under there.
Yeah, there's not.
He looks even more like a redneck
I
like this.
fucking hate hair.
I-
Well, up here.
I have grays, so
I know I have grays
Yeah,
in
so
here,
do I.
and that's why I like having blonde hair because you can't fucking see any of them.
I have.
But my
a lot of
wife
grays.
likes to poke. You got one there. You got one there. Like, leave me the fuck alone. What a jerk.
Yeah, I know
Right?
my wife keeps pointing out the grays I have. Just pull it and make it so I can see it.
You're like, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You guys, little secret.
Stop.
Just for men shampoo.
Ah,
Just
there you
takes a
go.
little touch out. I've been using that. So usually I'm a little bit more gray than this, but I've been using.
I don't
touch
know
of
how
gray.
much he thinks it's actually working, but
Is it not working at all?
look, I don't know. I've seen you great for so long. I don't know.
That's gonna be my new nickname for James. Just for men.
Touch of gray.
Touch my
Touches what?
touch is gray.
Touch is gray.
Why is it gray?
Now he needs the gray microphone.
Oh man, whip
Let's
that
get him
shit
the gray,
out.
the gray
White
microphone.
people.
There
Touch
you
of
go.
gray.
There's your
There's a name for it.
name
Touch
for
of
it.
gray.
Touch of gray.
Touch of gray.
Oh,
Is
Oh,
everybody?
that's our new song.
There you go. Perfect for Black in the Day with a touch of gray.
Touch of gray.
Um,
Gray in the day. How would you say that? Gray the day?
gray the day.
Because like, what's the past tense of something becoming gray?
Grade.
grade.
Grade the day. That's stupid.
That sounds stupid.
Grayd.
All right. So how about them Bears?
Oh,
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Is anybody in?
Duck Bears.
No, Luco.
Duck
No one
Bears.
cares about your opinion.
I told my boss today that the Bears make me depressed. I read
Yes.
articles and I just get depressed. Morgan asked me, like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just keep reading these articles about the Bears, and I just don't understand how these fucking idiots that run this shit are so stupid. How do they not get anything right?
All right,
Just
you're
get
done.
worked up. I just
Is
get
everybody
worked up.
in the band married?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everybody has kids?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So how does being married, having
I'm
kids, how do you
I'm
guys...
still stuck on the
Luca,
Bears.
I'm muting your microphone if you don't shut the fuck up.
The Bears suck.
Um,
End of discussion.
So how does working with having a family and your jobs and everything, how do you find time for band practice? How does your
Very
dynamic
carefully.
work? Or do you
Yes.
guys have play dates with your kids where they all get together and watch you?
Well,
You know-
sometimes we bring the kids over.
yeah.
Are they all around the same age?
Some.
I think I have the youngest. Alan has the oldest.
Yeah, Jonathan's 11.
Yeah. One of my sons is 10 and my other's 3.
Yeah, mine's my son's 5 and my daughter's 8. I think Cassie's kids are 5 and 8 too, aren't they? Harmony's 5
Yeah.
and Jeffrey's 8.
Well, I mean Mike's kids, because Sam's like
Mike's
13.
kids are older, yeah.
But
yeah.
he's not really in the band. He's a producer.
I mean, you could put any group of kids in with any group of kids.
As long
and
as there's
they'll
enough of them.
Find shit to do.
Right.
You haven't met my son,
What does that mean?
my 3-year-old. He's a fucking psychopath.
There you go. So
He is the cutest
tell-
psychopath you'll
He
ever
is.
meet, though.
you tell
Look,
the older
look, look.
ones to watch out for the 3-year-old,
Yeah.
and there you go.
Yeah.
He's
He's
a Tasmanian
he's
devil.
got a good heart, but he's 3.
So just
And
runs
And they
around.
talk about the terrible twos. That's bullshit. It doesn't hit until 3, and it doesn't stop until probably 20 or 25.
Yeah. CJ's 10 and he's in his terrible 10s.
terrible tens.
I'm in my terrible 35s.
Right.
I'm with you on that. Luca's never grown out.
Boys don't grow up. They just get larger and can afford better toys.
That's
Yes.
true.
It's like my wife tells me all the time, I have the body of a 70-year-old, the face of a 30-year-old, and the mind of a 14-year-old.
That's fucked
And the
up.
penis of a 5-year-old.
It was good enough for your mom last night.
Boom.
She's going to kill me if she hears that.
Yep. She knows where you live.
And
Yeah,
a
she does.
cack of a 5-year-old.
And she will smack me in the face and proceed to tell me why she's smacking me in the face while smacking me in the face.
And she'll do it while listening to this of you telling her that she's smacking you in the face.
And I will cry.
No, really, my mom's going to listen to this and be like, you guys really haven't grown up, because I've heard this conversation before, like 20 years ago. You guys are all a bunch of shitheads still.
You know what? The fact that your mom doctored me when I broke my bones in my foot.
Give us the backstory.
So, all right. So, okay. All right. So we were 17. It was a party at James's house last day of junior year, I
Yep.
believe. And our promoter, Tony, is another one we've all been friends with for 20 years. I say I was trying to give him a stone cold stunner. Everybody else says I jumped off of the balcony.
He did.
I gave him a stunner. Anyways, so he fell on top of me. And the metatarsals in your foot, the bones inside, 3 of them went snap, snap, snap inside of my foot. And so I passed out, and it looked like a fucking golf ball on top of my foot. Now, mind you, I had driven to the house for the party in a car I was not supposed to be driving, and I still had not gotten my license yet. So I had no way to get home because it was my right foot, and I couldn't fucking drive. But his mom, stopped me from, having a seizure and freaking out because my foot was completely broken.
Yeah, she doctored him up, and then I had to drive him home in his car with my mom following me in her
Yeah.
car to bring me back home, while the rest of our shithead friends presumably destroyed the backyard.
That's why when you're 5'6", maybe $140, you don't try to wrestle a
Body
dude
slam
that's
a 300-pound man.
6'3". Well, of course, I've always had little dog syndrome, so yeah.
Insane.
But yeah, that's some of the worst pain I've ever been in my entire life, next to looking at James in the face.
What does your family think of Black in the Day and your kids?
My kid, he loves us. My mom is a huge supporter.
Yeah, my kids, especially my daughter, she thinks it's the coolest thing ever that her dad's in a rock band. I had a hat, a Black in the Day hat, and I brought it home and she stole it. Now it's hers. She wears it everywhere. She won't stop. Whenever she makes me a birthday card or a Christmas card, it's got Black in the Day stuff all over it. And yeah, she's really into it.
Yeah, my 3-year-old doesn't really doesn't really understand. I just tell him I'm going to work because he doesn't understand any other way. But CJ, my 10-year-old, he fucking thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. We actually have a song called Got Your Back that I wrote for him. It's like an anti-bullying song. You know, telling kids stick up for yourself, defend yourself if you're getting bullied. And I wrote it for him after he got bullied one day, came home crying.
Nice.
And I immediately wrote the lyrics to the song right there, and he thinks it's fucking great.
You guys
loves it.
going to have like a kids jam session?
Oh, with all of them playing the
That would be
instruments?
All the
cool.
kids playing.
Black in the Day kid concert.
Well, my son does play drums.
Well, there
My
you go.
daughter's a piano player. So,
Yeah,
So
my-
how
one
have your
too.
kids
Both
not
both my
started
kids
a
play
band?
drums too. It'll just be a
3
piano
drummers
and
and
drums.
piano.
I mean, you got half a Slipknot right there.
Yeah, we just need the other 22 members.
It sounds
But,
pretty much the same too.
Sawyer would have to be clown because he's the crazy one in the band in Slipknot,
Yeah.
lighting people on fire and fucking.
And your 3-year-old could do vocals.
your 3-year-old's lighting people on fire.
No, clown
What?
does in Slipknot.
When,
Dude,
when's he lighting people
totally
on
heard
fire?
that the wrong way.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't run it past him though.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, I came to the conclusion that your son lit someone on fire too.
He probably has. He's
would
like
not be surprised.
he's like Chucky.
Well, that's creepy.
With less murder,
Yeah. Well.
well, not much.
just a little bit less.
Oh my God, my wife's gonna kill me.
All right,
You
we'll
was
get
nice
off,
knowing you.
we'll get
Our
off that
children
topic.
is
We'll,
Chucky.
we'll talk to Tony though about creating a Black in the Day kid concert,
Yes.
and we'll raise money for anti-bullying and
Yes.
entertain children.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Should be
It'd be
interesting.
like the kids playing the instruments.
No, they would play the instruments performing for children.
Why don't they have the children also playing the
Because
instruments?
that's like that one school of rock thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
They could all be playing the instruments, Morgan.
All right.
Morgan.
Yeah. Great. Just great. So your families are big supporters of the band, and your kids love your band.
The kids are now in the band. I made
They're
it official.
now-
Yes. Yes. Black and the kids.
And I really think it's cool that you guys each,
I'm stupid.
you guys each actually write the music and lyrics.
Yes.
That's awesome. Not a lot of bands have everybody have a hand in all of that. So what has been some of the tracks that your vocalist has written for you guys that you guys have really liked?
Don't.
Pedestal.
Dump pedestal.
Dump.
There's actually a lot of songs. So she's been composing her own music
For years.
for like 15, 20 years.
I mean, she's got an entire discography
Yeah.
behind her.
So a lot of the songs, pedestal, dump. I think what's another one? Demons was based off of one of her tracks
Yeah.
that we converted into a hard rock song based on those keys and timing and all that kind of shit. But I think outside of that, the one that I like the most that she wrote was probably Demons.
I really like Pedestal.
I don't like playing bass for pedestal.
Well, it's one note.
Yeah.
That's why you don't like playing bass?
For
Just
that
one note?
particular song.
You
It's
just gotta throw in a
the-
happy little
the-
mistake
yeah.
into
The
it
drums
and
are
make it yours.
just boring. I mean, it's a good song,
It is a good song.
but for me, it's boring to play.
There's a swing beat to it. You just got to come to one of our shows and hear it.
Yeah,
if we ever play it live again.
Oh, we will.
if James has to say so.
Oh, one of the songs.
I rewrote the guitar solo for that. We better.
No, there's
play that.
actually, if you want to hear it, there's actually a lyric video for it on our YouTube.
Yes, there is.
page.
Black in the Day official.
Yeah, it's Black in the Day official. Go check us out
At
on YouTube.
The YouTubes.
The tubes of you.
The YouTubers.
Do you guys currently have any shows booked?
Yes, we're actually playing this coming Sunday
Ooh.
at the Forge in Joliet.
The Forgy?
The Forgy.
Yep,
we're,
the Forgy.
We're opening for September morning.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
And Madam Mayhem or some shit like that.
Something like that.
What sounds right?
Yeah. But yeah,
We're
it's gonna be
probably
a good
way
time.
off.
Yeah. It's probably like fuck, I'm done. Anyways.
Madame.
Do you still have tickets available for people to buy from you?
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
And I'm giving out free hugs to everybody that buys one.
Yes.
Aw, how
He gives
sweet.
the greatest hugs.
I do.
He does. He does. Kind of gets me a little anyway, so I have
Chubby.
tickets in my car. No, I'm just kidding.
little half chub.
yeah. Little
Nothing
chub.
half about it.
That's all. That's everything I got.
Hey, this is
His
3
half is still
inches
a
of
quarter.
pure manliness right here.
Oh boy, we've got no time. What has been one of the most memorable shows that you guys have played? Individually, like, what do you think is the show that stands out the most to you?
Ooh, that's a good
I could
one.
start this one off. Penny Road Pub. We played, what was it called?
It was the Midwest Spring Fest.
Midwest Spring
Oh
Fest.
yeah, last spring,
Last spring.
Yeah.
420 actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 420.
Yeah.
420.
I got out of the hospital the day before.
What were you in the hospital for?
He was there for a week.
I was there for a week.
ICU, not
ICU.
just the hospital. IC fucking you.
Yeah, I
Like,
nearly
this guy
died.
almost died, and then he comes up and plays a show.
You all right?
Well, I'm still here,
Yeah.
aren't I?
Cool.
It was a nasty infection.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was blocking up my airway.
Don't
I
you
mean,
s-
our
yeah, you
other
still have the
guitar
hole, right?
player
Of the
even-
scar?
Yeah, I got a scar.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Oh dang.
Oh shit.
They had to cut my throat open and drain shit. Yeah, it was
What?
fantastic.
How
Yeah,
did you get that?
You were still leaking at the show.
Yeah, I
Very
was still leaking
carefully.
at the show.
Ugh.
Yeah, infected teeth.
Oh my God! They're like, Ellen, your neck is leaking. Yeah, that does that.
But no, you look so cool because you had like the bandana.
Yeah, I
like
had to buy a
this,
bandana.
And then you
which
had
is-
the fucking fedora.
No, I didn't wear that.
Oh, I thought you did.
I was going to, but I didn't.
Oh.
That's not a fedora, douchebag.
What kind of hat is it then?
I don't know. It's a hat.
It's a hat.
It's a fedora. That's the name of the fucking
No,
hat.
no, it's not a fedora though. It's
It's a wide brim.
Yeah,
Wide brim something.
it's like the kind of hat that you'd see like Charlie Chaplin wearing.
So you wore this disguise to cover up your
Leaking neck.
Leaky
leaking
neck.
neck?
Yeah, it was. I was leaking. I can't even describe these colors, and I was really swollen still. So I went to Spencer's and bought a bandana that had like half a skull on it, like the mouth part
Oh
of the
yeah,
skull,
yeah.
which I felt kind of fitting because it was showing all the teeth and stuff.
And your neck was leaking.
My neck was leaking.
Look at that guy. His neck is leaking.
That's fucking commitment right there.
That's
Yeah,
badass.
that is really awesome. Good for you, man.
I didn't sleep that whole week.
And we were even telling him, like, dude, like, don't even worry about it. Our other guitar player literally bought 2 bass guitars specifically to cover the bass section and everything. And he's like, dude, if I'm not in the hospital, I'm going to be on the stage.
Wait.
That's
Yeah.
it.
How did? Wait. He bought 2 guitars. What?
Bass guitars, yeah. He bought a couple basses to fill in the bass section because we were worried that Alan was either not going to be able to get out of the hospital in time or be too dead to play. So
Yeah,
who
so
would
there,
have played bass?
there was about a 10-month period there where we had 2 guitarists.
Oh.
yeah. Paus didn't leave. And, yeah,
Until,
we had 2 guitar players
This
for a
whole
while.
time I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was about 8 or 9 months
So-
where it was a 5-piece.
So one of you guys were going to jump on bass.
Right.
Yeah, Potts was.
So did
Yeah.
he return all the bass equipment afterwards because he never used it?
I think he
I
sold
actually
them,
used one of the basses for quite a while after that.
Yeah.
yeah, you did. You
The
did.
trade
You did.
bin.
He sold the other one.
So
Yeah, he
there you
sold
go.
The other one.
No, yeah, I think I think the one that stands out the most to me is the Veterans Day benefit show we did at Top Fuel Saloon.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good show. I wasn't playing in the band, but I actually went to see the show.
Yeah, we raised something like, was it like 3,500 or some shit for the
Was
wounded?
it that much?
Yeah, for the Wounded Warrior Project.
That's awesome.
I mean, we
That
had
was-
it was
had a
it
lot of
was
money.
No,
Oh yeah, because they had the raffle
no-
and everything too.
yeah.
No leaking necks or anything?
No,
Oh no, that was long before the leaky neck.
no, that was I think that was the first show we ever played at Top Fuel.
No,
Yeah, it was.
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was. Because Freak didn't know who we were.
Freak still doesn't know who we are.
And we played there like fucking 8 times. Hey, Freak, what's up? Who are you?
Oh, you did recognize me last time. So.
Yeah, he's Freak's a good guy.
He just can't remember you. It's because he sees you with hats on. He sees you without hats on.
I know.
Sees you with leaky
Through
necks.
beer
he sees you
goggles.
without leaky
Yeah,
necks. You know.
yeah. No, that one was really fun. We brought on all of our friends. Who was it? Rachel's Bully.
Rachel's Bully was
Bullet
there.
to the Heart,
Bullet to the
Echo
Heart,
and
yeah.
Ransom, Reanimate the Fallen. All these bands that we've been friends with from the get-go. And then most of them played, actually all of them played that first show at the Forge, didn't they?
Except for Echo and Ransom.
Echo and Ransom played it.
Yeah,
One
they
of the
did?
best, Yeah.
I
They
think
were
the only
first,
band
They were the first.
that wasn't there was Radio Creeps. All the other bands were on their first show at the Forge.
Yeah.
Unity Through Music.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the shows we've done, a lot of the big ones were ones that we created ourselves. So
Hell
it's been a good
yeah.
time. What about you, Jameis?
James?
Oh man. For me, I think the most memorable one would be my first one with the band, and that was also at Top Fuel. I want to say, what was it, February or March of last year?
Was that with Framing the Red?
No, it was before that.
Or is that the one with fuck, what was their name?
I don't remember, but it was at the Forge.
Who the hell's that band?
What the fuck I remember?
Well, Rachel's Bully was there.
I gotta go to
I don't remember who else was there.
gotta go to the
that,
Book of
that
Faces.
that was crazy because I hadn't been on a stage in 12, 13 years. So, yeah, definitely got a little nervous, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I had to hold his hand.
Definitely a big
Aw.
rush. Yeah.
He started playing the wrong song.
I did. Oh, man.
We all stopped and
yeah.
were looking at him like, what the fuck is he
Yeah,
doing?
well, it was just 2 notes, and then Cassie gave me this look like she was going to murder me. And she goes, yep, that's our new guy. So,
It had to have been Framing the Red. It was March 15th.
oh, then maybe it was
Because
that one.
before that was Sharkies, which you weren't part of.
No, I had pneumonia or something.
Dude, I don't even remember that.
I was supposed to be there, but I was
I
sick
don't
yeah,
as
that was
remember
well.
that
supposed to be
show.
your first song.
At all.
Or song for show.
Well, now that you guys' most memorable live show, what's the most embarrassing?
That same one. I started the wrong damn song.
For me, it would have been the reason I quit drinking.
Our last show.
Our last show. I was a fucking train wreck.
Well, you're with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
was a train wreck.
Just barely. His wife almost killed him.
Or I almost killed myself driving home because I don't remember fucking driving.
Jeez.
Yeah, my wife.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yes, very bad thing to do. So,
That hand sanitizer does smell like.
yeah, it smells good though, doesn't it?
It does, but it makes
smells
me
like
want a donut.
No, it makes me want a vanilla bean frappuccino.
Yeah.
I smoke a frappuccino.
I smoke a frappuccino. Anyways,
I have to say for mine would be our very first show that we did. It was on the Navy base in Great Lakes.
You guys
We-
played Navy base?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
It was
badass.
It was like this weird stage in a cafeteria. It was for some
It's a mess hall.
it was a suicide
it was
awareness.
a suicide awareness thing, and nobody paid attention to us. And
We played like during lunch hour.
yeah, lunch hour. Like it was mandatory for people to show up.
Yeah. And then when we finished playing, you hear like
Yeah, the slow golf clap.
one person every like 10 seconds would just, and that was it. Just one clap. We just got one clap.
Oh my
Nothing
goodness.
else. We're like, well, fuck you too.
Yikes.
Did they give you any like special treatment? Like give you a
No.
tour of the place? Or
No,
just,
they're like, you cannot go here. You cannot go here.
get
You
in,
stand up there.
play, and get the fuck out of here.
Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And we're like, we're all cool. We're like, yeah, we're playing on Navy base. This is the first show. And we get up here. We're like, this sucks.
We,
I am so glad I missed that.
we took in El Paso, Texas, we took a wrong turn, and it took us right to a Navy base. And they're like, where are you going? I'm like, well, I was trying to get on that, but the shit's confusing, so I turned in here. He's like, you can't be here. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Lugo. It was not a Navy base because there's no boats in the
Not Navy.
desert.
It was an Army base. Sorry.
Dumb.
Well, there's no boats in North Chicago.
Except for
No,
on Lake
but
Michigan.
it was an Army base because
You know what,
you're
you
right by
fucking dick.
Juarez. So it was an Army base.
Oh yeah, and if
Well, there's a
you're
river.
Close to.
They're like, you
It's
can't be
desert.
here. I'm like,
Straight
trust me,
desert.
I don't want to be.
yeah, if I had a choice, I wouldn't be.
How do I get out of here?
You pull up, like,
Yeah. They're like, they actually let us in so that we could do a U-turn around there and then go back out. And they're like, you better come out. I'm like, I will.
All the while, they have the sniper in
Don't
the tower with his
shoot
gun
me.
right on you.
Yeah, I did.
well, I mean, Great Lakes really isn't a Navy base. It's like it's an
a
A school.
training.
Yeah, it's a training facility.
There is
It's
a
A
Marine
school.
base there, though.
Well, yeah, but it's not like you don't have fucking ships docking and.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, Lugo, it's about that time. Are you ready?
I am ready. I was born ready, Morgan. Hoo, hoo.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week and every week brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings, your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. Graham, come back here. This week we have all the way from...
Denchet Miklos.
Say that one more time for the fans.
Denchet Miklos.
Hungary. That's where they're from. And a special guest speaker there. The band is called Needless, and we've got a twofer for you. The songs Star Cult and Prophet of Ivory. Let's fucking do it!
From the highest pyramid that equals to humanoid.
Hey, come check out Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host Ben and
Austin,
we are on every Thursday morning.
with tips on how to be a more efficient racist.
No, we don't do that.
Also, best ways to bag your sister in the sack.
No, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Also, we do impressions.
We don't do that either. We do have some buttons that we push sometimes.
What? And black people.
Anyways, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and everywhere you get a podcast.
You can find us closest to your nearing burning cross.
No, you can't. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at STM Podcast. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
What's up, everybody? This is Tom. This is Mike.
This is Greg.
This is John.
This is Dean.
We are Endgame.
And you are listening to The Metal Experience, the most fucking metal radio show on the dial.
All right, that was again brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings, your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. They sponsor that segment every week. That band was Needless, the track Star Cult and Prophet of Ivory. And they were from, hold on.
Dancing My Clothes Hungry.
Dancing
McClues.
Dancing McClues.
They're from fucking Hungary, man. Badass. And you can find both those tracks are from the LP Heresy, and you can read Cole's review from our for that album on our Wix website, where we feature all of our written reviews and interviews. And that's themetalexperience.com, right? I'm not losing my
The
mind.
link is on the website and the Facebook. It's a Wix account, and it's a free account, but because we're not paying the extra money to get it seen on Google, we'll share the website. It's like metalexperience11.wix.com or something.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it means we have the rights to the metalexperience.com, and I'm not paying the rights to a second website. So
I don't get
Wix
it.
account. Wix.
Whatever that means for
Wix.
all you.
Wix, the website, Metal Experience. We've got the links on our Facebook and our Podbean podcast website, the Metal Experience.
Oh, you're on Podbean?
Boom.
Yep.
There you go.
Boom
We got
shakalaka. Podbean is what actually we upload to, and then they put
Generates
it
on
on
all the other
everything.
Yeah,
streaming
it's like DistroKid for
It's like-
podcasts.
It's like
super
magic.
Podbean's awesome.
Because trying to just
Yeah.
upload something on iTunes like,
Is
no,
way
go
over
fuck
my head.
yourself. You're like, why doesn't this work?
You know,
So then we
because it's
won't-
Apple.
Yeah.
when
Podbean
we put out
distributes
our first
everything.
EP, we put it all the streaming services. We use DistroKid, and we had no problem with any of them. iTunes is the one that made us wait like another 3 weeks after all the other ones. They're like, iTunes, fuck you, you're on your own, figure it out.
Them joints.
Yeah. Apple is just a pain in the ass.
Apple sucks.
Always. I'm not an Apple product fan.
Google all the way.
Google.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that Google phone. And then
I
I
do
never
too.
Did.
I'm
I
going to
never
get
did.
it this year.
It's all about
That's my new
Android.
phone. Well, I have Androids, but now I want the Google
Mike, if you're
picture.
listening, iPhone sucks.
I have an iPhone.
I'm sorry.
I just.
All right.
I'm sorry for your loss.
So without going on to the last argument, when we were on a break, let's go into a topic of conversation that the guys were discussing outside before they came back in and talk about some drummers.
Travis Barker sucks.
The best drummer of
All
2001,
right, I'm cutting
Nicholas
this interview
Barker.
now. Done. We're not having this topic of conversation.
No, okay, listen.
Drummer of the year, 2001.
Drummer of the year 2001 should not have been Travis Barker.
Should have been.
Nope.
Should have been Nicholas Barker.
No, drummer of the year 2001 should have been Joey Jordison because his drumming on the Iowa album, which came out in 2001, was fucking immaculate.
Is that what year it came out?
Yes.
Fact check.
I'm checking it right now. Slipknot in 2001.
Why don't you just type in Iowa? He's not very good at technology and makes things way too complicated. But anyway.
I wanted to know where they were in 2001. Iowa is a second. Okay. But see, like, Iowa was released August 28th, 2001. So it's towards the end of the year.
So it's
So it was
came
still
out in
2001.
2001.
When did the Demi Bajir album come out?
Hold on. I'm looking at it.
But like a lot of these metal drummers don't get the credit they deserve. Like Chris Adler.
See, this was March of 2011.
Okay, it's
This
like
was-
4 months.
But you just had more to soak it in.
This guy's gonna orgasm over here thinking about Demu Bajur.
Dude, that album, the drum work. Oh.
What album?
Puritanical, Euphoric, Misanthropia, or however you pronounce that.
Misanthropy?
Misanthropia. I don't know how to, whatever.
But either way, you listen to a lot of these metal bands like Whitechapel, Suicide, Joffrey Cowboy. These drummers are fucking incredible, and they don't get the credit they deserve.
Well, you know, that's the problem with the rock scene now. You know, it's getting overshadowed by a lot of pop music, like Blink-182 and stuff like that, and
especially in 2001.
She's gonna lose her fucking mind.
yeah, I don't think we're going to be on this podcast again.
Yeah.
Got that 1,000
Well, no,
yards
see,
stare gun.
We're doing all right there for a minute.
See, anytime anybody talks about a heavy metal or hard rock drummer, they always talk about fucking Lars.
Fuck Lars.
Lars is one of the worst
sucks.
drummers of all time.
That's why there's a meme with him with the Straight Outta Compton logo. It says Straight Outta Tempo.
Lars
haven't seen that
is-
one, but I think
I've
that's
always
fun.
called him Left Foot Lars because it feels like he's playing his bass with just his left foot.
Yeah. Lars, all the other musicians in Metallica make Lars look better than he really is.
You know, I haven't done this recently, but I mean, Metallica was the gateway drug into harder music. You know,
Oh, yeah.
And I remember growing up and just loving everything on Metallica's discography. And within the couple years ago, I don't remember exactly, but I just haven't listened to Metallica a lot recently because you just find new stuff. Plus, doing this radio show, we get introduced to, I mean, I listen to a lot of unsigned bands too, just because there's so much good unsigned music out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And I went back and I listened to Master of Puppets, and the drumming is so fucking bad.
It is.
He's just a
like
metronome.
The most basic worst drumming I've ever heard. Like I fucking hate that album now. Like people are like, oh, Master of Puppets is like the amazing pinnacle Metallica album. I'm like, dude, that album fucking blows because the drum work on it is garbage. If you go
Ride
back
the
and
lightning all the way.
listen to it, dude, I'm a Ride and Injustice. Those are my.
Although I gotta say, his drumming on Injustice for All was pretty damn good.
Yeah, except for
It's all the snare fills.
Well, but none of it was recorded in one take. Like one song was like 6 different takes because he couldn't actually play.
Well, yeah, that's how one
a lot
was recorded.
All of it. He
Dyer's
couldn't
Eve.
do any of it.
Dyer's Eve is by
famously,
far
they've
my-
never done it live because he cannot physically
It's
play
my
that
favorite
song.
Metallica song is Dyer's Eve.
And you'd think like, all right, you've been playing drums like long enough. How do you not learn your own? how do
Well,
you not play
he
it?
admittedly doesn't practice. He just says, "Well, you know, I do what I do, and I really don't need to practice." He just plays the drums when he's on stage with the band. That's about it.
And that's why he's one of the worst.
But like, you want to
drummers
hear
out
an
there.
album with a good drummer? Listen to "This Is Exile" by Whitechapel.
Or anything,
I love Whitechapel.
or anything by Dream Theater pre.
Oh, Mike Portnoy?
Mike Mandrini, yeah.
Oh,
Mike
dude.
Portnoy is the bomb. There's no other.
There was nobody else when the Rev passed away. There's nobody else that was gonna be able to fill his shoes except for Mike Portnoy.
Yeah, that was the only option.
Oh,
I
but
saw
they were.
him with both. I saw the Rev when he was alive, and I saw him with Mike Portnoy when they came back, and then we saw them with the Bad Religion drummer when they opened for Metallica.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen Avenged Sevenfold live was after
What?
the Rev passed away. And that was at
What
that.
did you say, Luca?
That's who the drummer was when we saw him that time.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no
who
idea.
their drummers. They were from Bad Religion. Hello.
Bad Religion is the shit.
I know. I can't wait to see them in April.
See, I'm the only one in the band that listens to punk.
I love punk.
Bad Religion, Pennywise.
Hell yeah, dude.
No,
Pennywise
I love
is the
all that
shit.
shit. Fucking Rancid.
Pennywise puts
I
on
love
a
Rancid.
fucking
Oh,
hell of
they
a
are
live
so
show.
Yeah,
much
they do,
fun.
don't they?
We
I
saw
saw
them
them
at
at
House of
Warped
Blues.
Tour
Yeah,
one
we're
year.
strung out.
We saw him at House of Blues with Strung Out,
It
and
was
they
so
put
much
on
fun.
a fucking killer live
Yeah.
show.
So much energy. It was like a party the whole time.
Yeah. You know who put on a really good show was MXPX. Remember MXPX?
I never liked them. I could never
I
get
got
into
into a
MXPX.
couple songs.
See, a lot of people don't. You know, there's punk and then there's ska. You know, MXPX really went into that ska
But I like ska.
You know, like your Goldfinger, your Catch-22.
I got kicked out of the lead singer guitarist of Goldfinger's house. I got kicked out of his pool.
Oh, no way.
Just a little backstory.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was asked to leave.
See, I don't like a lot of the real hardcore punk. You know, like Bad Brains and Exploited and The Descendants and Circle Jerks, all that kind of stuff. I like more of the mainstream. You know, again, your Pennywise,
the
your
Offspring.
Social Distortion, Bad Religion.
I love the Offspring.
Yeah,
Me
Offspring
too.
shit.
They get stuck in my head all the time.
What would you consider Sublime? Would you consider Sublime punk?
No.
Ska.
They're ska, right? But they have stuff that's like hardcore punk.
It's like stoner music.
Yeah, stoner music, really, because
Yeah.
they're not really ska either.
Dude, the
they
guitar
have-
work on Pawn
They
Shop
got like that hippie
is
type
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, they're
vibe where you're just like, yeah, I'm on. Listen to
Hippie
them
punk.
with Bob Marley, and then
Like-
you're
No.
like,
Right,
high
yeah.
as fuck.
Like people that wear
yeah,
hemp
it's kind of
sweaters.
like American reggae almost.
Yeah.
American reggae. Yeah, there you go.
American.
reggae.
That is that should be
Sublime
That's
is
the perfect way to
amazing.
describe
Yeah, I was
it.
gonna say either way,
Them
Sublime
with
is the shit.
311, yeah. American
311.
reggae. I don't like them either.
We change a lot and then some. Like that song's fucking stupid.
Morgan's favorite song.
Nope. Hard pass.
And like that, what's that stupid? Amber is the color of your energy.
Oh
Whoa.
god, that's what it's called.
God, I hate that song.
Ew.
You seem to know it pretty well.
No,
That's
it's
Morgan's
not.
favorite song.
Well, it's because it was on what's it called?
50
on
First
Guitar
Dates.
Hero.
Wasn't it on 51st?
Was it?
That movie with
Only
Adam Sandler?
you would
and-
remember that.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Adam
The only
Sandler
song-
and Drew Barrymore?
The only song I really like by them is what's it called?
Yeah, Groundhog's Day with Drew
Where the
Barrymore.
guitar's like.
You only like the riff.
Oh.
So like every Blink 182 song.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And he's like.
Yeah. What the fuck song is
I
that?
have no idea, but
So
I
if
know
you
what
don't know
you're
who
talking
311 is, you do now after hearing these guys.
This is honestly like the best cover version of the song
It
you
is.
can get your hands
It is.
on.
James, now start singing.
So what else did you want to get in on the conversation about the drummers, though, that you saw that they weren't getting as much
No,
recognition?
no. I just, like we said, metal drummers just don't get the recognition they deserve. And like the drummer from Judas Priest, it's fucking insane. But
Yeah.
but whoever talks about him.
You?
That and what's his
Nobody really.
That's and what's his face from Motorhead.
Yeah, that's true. That's the whole thing with metal music, though. I mean, it really doesn't get the.
I feel like
the
if you're not a
attention or cred.
vocalist and you're not a guitarist, no one knows who you are. For this.
Exactly.
much,
Dude,
right.
drummers and bass players get
Yeah.
shit on.
Yeah.
Well, Nicholas
Unless
Barker
you-
should have won Drummer of the Year in 2001. That's what
Although-
I'm saying.
although
And
I am-
I'm not a drummer.
I am-
and I'm saying that.
I am happy Jay Weinberg got it for 2019. I'm really happy about that. Because his drum work on We Are Not Your Kind is impeccable.
Straight up crickets on that
Yeah.
shit.
What is that song? I know what you're talking about. We're gonna get it.
All right. So what was
Remix.
what was the Jay Weinberg one drummer from like Revolver? Or was it Grammys or what?
It was Metal
Little
Hammer.
Golden Gods.
No, it was it was the Golden God Awards.
And I like how Metal Hammer does that. I think that's a sweet
Was
black
it-
carpet thing to actually
Yeah.
give. Because fuck the Grammys. Nobody that you ever want to win that category is going to a band that you want to
no one
win.
that
Matters.
I listen to
No.
is at the Grammys.
You know, like,
You know, and the whole Grammys was about Billie Eyelash, whoever the fuck.
Luco likes
It's
her.
called Down.
No, not that song.
Not that song?
No. Okay. Back
Hold
to
on,
the drawing
hold
board
on,
for
wait,
that.
wait. Some.
That was
No,
it. I thought that was
done.
it.
No,
He's gonna start going into Smash Mouth. That was almost a Smash Mouth
Oh,
song.
God.
this, wait, hold on, this one.
Oh my gosh. Name that too.
What's it called?
Jeez, that
It already
phone's louder than
sucks.
yours, Luco.
Oh.
This one.
What's it called?
Beautiful Disaster?
Beautiful Disaster.
Okay, done. No more. You don't need to listen to it.
Yeah, that's down.
Okay, now that we know.
Check it.
We know.
Motherfucker. Is my eagle become? I don't even know. Some about eagles. I don't fucking know.
I don't know any of the words, anything, but it's just.
Keep my head in the clouds.
But anyway, I feel like the metal bands that get nominated are not the bands that you want on the Grammys.
Who
and
got
then
nominated for the Grammys?
Tool won this year.
They won one.
Yeah. No, and
The rest was that.
the 1 year that the Grammys
don't
really
even know
pissed me off was when Fun won Best Rock Album.
Fun? Who's Fun?
Who cares?
Didn't
not a band that's
Megadeth
fun.
win a Grammy a couple years ago for Dystopia? That was kind of cool. Dystopia, that was probably their best album
and then,
in like
and
a
then
decade.
the only metal bands that win shit that actually matter is like compilation albums.
Well, the funny thing about when Megadeth won was when they announced it and Megadeth was walking onto the stage, the house band that would play a song to like as the band
Played a
walked out,
Metallica
they
song.
played Master of Puppets, which is totally not Megadeth.
And that's a total diss.
right.
The
of
Grammys
all
don't
the
give a shit
songs.
about metal. Like that 1 year, what is it, like 3 or 4 years ago, that Metallica played with Lady Gaga and they cut off James Hetfield's mic?
That
He
was
ended up just kicking the mic over like
years
fuck
ago?
that.
Yeah, he got pissed off. And he said they will never, ever play the Grammys again.
Yeah.
It was Gary Clark Jr.
And it's a shame,
that won
too, because that was
bunch
actually a really cool
rock.
version of that song
Gary
with Lady
Clark
Gaga.
Jr. Who's that?
I don't fucking know.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Who cares?
The guy that won a bunch of Grammys for rock. Gary Clark Jr.
Yeah, somebody put on Facebook, I remember seeing the name. He's like, if you don't know who it is, you're not a true
2017.
musician.
Yes, you were right. Dystopia.
Who?
Dystopia.
Best metal performance,
won.
right?
No, they
Yes,
won.
but they were up against Periphery, Korn, Gojira, and Baroness.
Oh, I mean, like I said,
Okay,
Dystopia
I'm
was
sorry,
Megadeth's best
but
album.
Gojira,
What Gojira
Megadeth.
album?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Gojira.
Yeah.
What Gojira
Yeah.
album?
It was best metal performance, and it was for their song Silvera.
There's only been 1 year that.
And then Mastodon was won in 2018, which I'm not a big fan of, but it was against August Burns Red, Body Count, Code Orange, and Meshuggah.
Fucking body
You're trying
count.
to tell me that Meshuggah lost over Mastodon?
Mastodon sucks.
Mastodon
Idiots.
is awful.
Straight idiots.
Then you're telling me
Meshuggah
last
wins
year.
all the time.
That'd be like
The
Coheed and
terrible
Cambria
band-
winning over Trivium.
Well,
Like, it doesn't make
this
any
is
sense.
High on Fire won last year over Between the Buried and Me, Death Haven, Trivium, and Under Oath. Who is judging these fucking
Trivium is by
Grammy
far the best band in that list.
Yeah.
I
Just
dislike
saying.
it. I dislike it, Morgan.
I
hate
don't
High
watch the
on
Grammys.
Fire.
I don't.
It's all pop and rap music. That's all it is.
I don't know why to this day, how many years later, that Nicholas Barker didn't win Drummer of the Year in 2001. I just don't know. That's 19
gonna be your
years ago.
last words, isn't it?
He was robbed.
It's gonna be on his tombstone.
How many was that? 30.
All right, we're going to move on to a different topic. What has been the best concert that you've ever gone to? And it doesn't have to be metal. It could be anything.
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's 19 years I've been
Winds of
living
Evil.
with
Luco,
this.
I don't care
I've been
anymore.
living with that for
You're
19
done.
years.
You're done.
Mine.
We need to like Men in Black flashy thing 2001
Just
just
let me
out of your
forget it.
mind.
Look
I
here
can't.
and shut up. Okay, continue.
Mine was probably Ozfest. What was the year Disturbed was there? 2000.
2001 and
2001.
2003.
No, it was Ozfest 99. Because that was the first year Slipknot was there, and Kitty was there.
Ooh.
I think.
Oh
it
God,
was.
I forgot about Kitty.
And it was Pantera played.
Tempora.
Black Sabbath had gotten back together for the Ozfest tour.
no, that was in
No,
01.
that was
Was that
01.
01?
What was the question?
Either way,
best concert.
it was around one of the Ozfests from around that time. You know what? I think it was 2001.
Yeah, because Disturbed was there, Slipknot was there, Black Sabbath was there
Black
with
Sabbath,
Tony Iommi. and
Pantera was there
everybody.
too, right?
No,
No.
Pantera was
Was it
already
Damage
done.
Plan?
No, they weren't there either because they hadn't
It was
come out
down.
yet.
Down.
Down.
was
Down,
there.
yeah,
Down.
Down was
Down.
there.
I remember
'Cause I know
seeing Phil Anselmo.
was there somewhere.
Someone threw a bag of joints up.
Was
and
it
he picked
Mudvayne
them up
there
and-
too?
Yeah, yeah, Mudvayne was there too.
Mudvayne,
Thanks,
OTEP
man.
was there.
Because
Put
I
his
went. I
pocket.
remember that's the
Manson
same
was
year.
there.
Manson was there.
Andrew WK.
No, he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there that year.
That was the same year that I went to the Pledge of Allegiance tour also,
I'm sure.
which was Slipknot, System, and Mudvayne.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think System was on Ozfest 2001 also, right?
Who?
System?
Yeah.
No. I think they were there either the year before or the year after.
They were after.
But either way, yeah, that was because I went to that Ozfest and the Pledge of Allegiance tour. Were the same year.
Nice.
And then 9/11 happened.
Oh, yeah.
You're wrong, Luco.
I didn't go to 2001.
Head PE and Papa Roach and Soulfly.
Then
Soulfly was there. Yeah, they didn't last long though. I remember.
So
when
it's
didn't
funny.
they get booed off stage.
There's a
No, that was
band-
Papa Roach.
Papa Roach
got booed off stage.
Oh, Papa Roach
Linkin
did.
Park got booed off.
So
and
did
Crazy Town.
Crazy Town.
Crazy Town was garbage.
Okay.
Crazy Town is
They
garbage.
lasted like 30 seconds.
It's funny because me and
Well,
Alan
then you
actually went to
would.
that one together.
Yeah.
In 2001, there was a band called Apartment 26 on it, and that was my brother's old teacher.
No shit.
Oh,
in that
crazy.
band.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. They've
I'll
got
tell you what,
one or
though, that
two
was the
albums.
best, but the most fun concert I went to with this guy, with James.
Corn.
Corn, Power Man 5000.
I'm going
and
to see
Filter.
Corn this
Oh,
week.
wait.
Thursday.
In the United States, they're
Oh, shit.
saying you guys also saw Spine Shank
Uh huh.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
Hatebreed in Nonpoint.
Yeah, Hatebreed. I
And
remember
Drowning
Hatebreed.
Pool.
Drowning
Yes,
Pool, yes.
Johnny
Yeah.
Pool. That
American
was.
Head Charge.
He died right after that.
Yeah, he
actually,
did.
I think he died like within a few days of
Oh,
that
yeah.
Ozfest
Yeah, that
show.
was for Jason.
Yeah, I remember
In
that.
Tinley Park, yeah.
I have a bad story
Godhead
about
was
that.
playing there too.
But
yeah,
that
Bad
was.
story
Yeah,
about what?
didn't you throw the
Lugo,
bottle
you
and
got
hit
a bad
him in
story
the
about
head?
everything.
I've hit him in the leg.
Was
yeah,
that
whatever? You hit him.
was that when at Tinley Park? Was that what they were calling Mudfest? When
Yeah.
it rained and people were pulling up the sod and shit.
Yeah.
I got fucking choked out
No,
by
it
a
didn't
security guard.
rain. It was
Well,
just the
that-
fact
that was the
people were
show-
pissed off at Lincoln Park and throwing sod at 'em
Yeah,
'cause
people
they
were throwing
sucked.
sod, and I
that
started
was the
throwing it.
show
and I
where
got
they
choked
stopped letting people have caps on their water bottles because they would shove mud in there and then close them up and then
out. Chuck him at people.
throwing them up in the air.
That's
They
why
also
they
stopped
did
giving
that?
out
Yeah,
Yeah.
after that.
condoms
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Lincoln Park only lasted like 3 or 4 shows on that tour.
What year is this?
That's brutal.
2001.
01.
Oh no, the Andrew WK one.
All right, well, ignore Luco for a minute and moving on. Your favorite.
It's
My
2002.
favorite concert? Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, I went to Gigantour and saw Fear Factory,
kill me with
Megadeth,
that
and
shit.
Dream Theater. That was pretty cool. I also saw Dream Theater at Peoria a couple years ago and Chicago last year. Those guys are just an unbelievable sight to see. Metallica, though, I saw them. That was a really fun show. I don't know. So many of them. The Dream Theater is probably my favorite, though. The last one I saw them at Chicago Theater. I think, what was that? Last spring, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was just about a year ago. Almost a year ago. Saw them right here at the Chicago Theater. That was incredible. It was a 2-hour set, 2.5-hour set.
Jeez.
We were right up front. Like I could almost like smell them on the stage. It was crazy. It was an awesome show. If you haven't seen Dream Theater, you need to. You don't even have to like them. It's just an amazing fucking show.
Just go see him.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
do it.
Slipknot. You don't have to like the music, but they put on an amazing fucking
Oh, for
show.
sure.
And then for mine, I'd have definitely Manson. Twins of Evil, 2012, the very first one
Rob Zombie.
with Rob Zombie.
Yes.
Ooh.
He's coming back and doing that again this year, is he not?
They did that last year. I don't know if they're doing it again.
Wasn't it just last year that Manson had a problem and Zombie had to like play his songs and shit?
No, that was the year that I went. That was just for one show. Manson showed up late. It was the show before the one I went to.
Oh.
And as we were driving there, we were kind of scared. Like, what if Manson is pissed off and not going to do the fucking show? Like, we had to drive down to Bloomington
Oh.
for this show.
Yeah, that'd be a fucking long haul to be like, well, Manson didn't even fucking play.
And a friend of my wife and mine, Satan, bought us.
His name's Satan?
Her name is Satan.
Yeah, Alan's friends with Satan.
That's what her.
She's
mother-
awesome.
That's what their parents named her.
She got for our birthdays, since it was in October. My birthday's the 1st. Hers is the 4th. She got us the meet and greet
Oh, damn.
for Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. So I finally got to meet Marilyn Manson
That's
after.
pretty badass.
How was he?
It was really cool.
Yeah?
Like, I was super surprised, like, very humble. I told him I was a fan of his for as long as I can remember. And he's like, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Did you get to
awesome.
take a picture with him?
Yes, I have it on my phone.
That's cool.
It was 3 days after I cut my hand open real bad
Oh, no.
with a grinder at work.
Oh, you cutting your hand open, cutting your neck open. You
Yeah.
got all sorts of.
I get all fucked
Dude,
up.
that picture is.
He dropped a refrigerator on himself once.
Yeah.
800-pound refrigerator. Yeah.
Dude, that picture is fucking wicked.
Of
Of
what?
the cut in your thumb.
Oh yeah,
I don't
it
want to
looks
see
like a
it. Please
vagina.
keep it away.
It's
Thank
like deeper than your thumb is wide. It's fucking insane.
Nope, I'm good.
Oh,
I don't
there's a
need
scar.
Nope. Oh, God.
That's why he's the bass player.
Yes.
I've got one too. Mine was from throwing a lamp against a wall. Somehow
I feel like there's a story there.
I was hammered. Somehow it cut me.
Most stories begin with "I was hammered."
Yeah.
But it was funny though when it was, like I said, a few days after I cut my hand open. It was the first time I ever had stitches. First time I was ever admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
I had this big fucking blue brace that went up to half my forearm, and I go up to meet Manson. I go to shake his hand, and he looks at it. He's like, "Did you hurt your hand punching somebody or jacking off?" I said, "Unfortunately, neither."
Unfortunately, both.
No, it was much dumber than either one of those could have been.
Yeah.
Cut
And
yourself with a
I
grinder.
actually got to stand and talk to him for a good 10 minutes.
What?
Yeah, just
Were
about.
there other people at the meet and greet? They're just like,
Well, they could fuck themselves.
nice.
All of them can remember when they became Manson fans.
Yeah, Alan couldn't.
I think I was born Manson fan.
Have you guys met anybody cool like he did?
I met Megadeth once.
I met Lorenzo Lamas.
I met Disturbed, Slipknot, and Korn.
That's pretty cool.
And Jonathan Davis, I'll tell you, is one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met in my entire life. Very shy.
Yeah. You ever seen him
But
on Oddities?
David Draymond's a dick.
On what?
Well, yeah.
Oddities.
No.
Oh, yeah. When he
I
went and
have
picked
that.
up
I'm
the.
going to watch.
Jonathan
Don't
Davis
tell me. Don't
goes
tell
in the shop
me.
and he's like, you can just see he's like really like, he's not like a douche, like a rock star douche. He's like,
Kinda
I've seen his
soft-spoken.
interviews.
very soft spoken.
He doesn't make a lot of eye contact in his
No,
interviews.
he has very bad social anxiety.
He was like, hey, I was looking, you guys maybe can help me find like, it was like really
Yeah.
like,
He's
yeah,
mousy.
no problem.
Yeah.
You know, that happens to a lot of
Mousy, I like
a lot of
that.
big rock stars as they get older. They
And-
see no reason to be a dick anymore.
They found whatever he was looking for. He's like, oh, thanks, this is so awesome. Like he's just really like, he's
Kirk
like,
Hammett's like
I'm
that
so
too on
excited.
interviews.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like really like,
Yeah, he's real,
Yeah.
real
reserved.
awkward and kind of
Yeah.
shy.
But he seems like he'd be the coolest person to meet in Metallica. I would love
Yeah.
to just talk to Kirk out of all of them.
You know, I think what's his face was like that too. The bassist for Metallica. What was his name?
Which one?
Robert?
They've had a few.
Not Robert. The
Jason?
one,
Jason?
Jason. Yeah. Anytime I ever saw him in interviews, he was super soft spoken.
Yeah.
Really quiet.
It's funny
Didn't
because
really-
he's like a big.
Yeah, when I
dude,
met
too.
Megadeth, Dave Mustaine was just a dick. he was a dick. I'll say
you
it.
could tell
I
that-
hope he's listening. Dude, you just don't be a dick. Dave Ellefson, though, their bass player,
Yeah, I've met
heard
him.
his
He's
coolest
really
dude
nice.
ever.
Super
Like
awesome.
he
Really
actually
nice.
got us in trouble with the security because it was a meet and greet. They came out with "The World Needs a Hero" and they did a record release party at
Nice.
Rolling Stone Records in Chicago. I don't know if the place is still there or
It
not,
is.
but they did it there. And so we're in line. And you got to go one by one, and I wound up. Dave Ellefson was the last guy on the line, and we just started shooting the shit. And the security kept telling me to move on, and I just couldn't because he wouldn't stop talking to me. And I was loving it, but finally the security guard like grabbed me and was like, "Dude, you need to let this kid go." And yeah, he was really cool. Like I could have sat there and talked to him for hours.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like with Disturbed. When I met Disturbed, I went to meet and greet, and it was right after the Believe album came
Did
out.
you meet Fuzzily Wuzzily?
Yeah, I did. I met
Fuzzy Wuzzy was
I met all of them. Fuzz, Dan, Mike, and they all, what's your name, where you're from, shook my hand, all this and that. Do you play an instrument, all that kind of fun shit. But David wouldn't even lift his head up from
Fuck that guy.
what he was doing. And I went to shake his hand. He's like,
Isn't he very short too?
he is.
Yeah.
I think he's shorter than me, by like an inch or two. But yeah, he
Ooh,
was
that's short.
He was just he was just a complete dick. I'm like, well, fuck
Because
you,
he's
dude.
short.
One guy that I met that was actually really cool. He didn't speak a whole lot because he really couldn't. Was Danny Filth. I met him at Ozfest 2003.
How tall is he?
Very
I
short.
think he's about as tall as his table.
That seems legit.
he was sitting down.
Checks out.
But what happened was I paid for the meet and greet and
Yeah.
everything, waited in line, and went through the whole band. Like everyone else was first, and he was the last one. At least I think that's how it went. And it was 2003.
Yeah.
And he signed my CD, and like he grumbled, "Thank you," and whatnot. And I'm like, "Oh, can you sign this too for a friend of mine?" And I had this piece of paper, and I set it down, and this lady that's running the thing, she goes, only one signature per person. And he looks her dead in the eye, smacks down his hand on the piece of paper. Like eye contact the whole fucking time. Pulls it towards him and signs it while just giving her the death stare. And slides it back at me.
That's awesome.
It's like, are you going to tell me no?
Yeah.
I would
like,
not want
it's
him
just-
staring me down.
It's just the signature. Like, how long does it take to sign? Like, it takes me like 2 seconds to sign my name. Like,
And he just did it like 100 times. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got that thing down.
yeah,
Speaking of, I gotta say, you know who's really short is Corey Taylor.
yeah.
I've
He's
heard
like
that.
5'6", and so is Fieldy from Korn.
Fieldy just seems like he'd be a giant.
He's not though.
He looks like it when he's up on stage.
Yeah.
He's like maybe
Maybe it's
an
the
inch or two
dreads.
taller than me, but
See-
still compared to the rest of them, that's short.
The
Yeah.
thing is, like, when you see people up on stage, they look.
Yeah.
I don't know. They,
Yeah.
they look bigger than they actually are. Then they
Godly.
come down, and you're just like, "Whoa, I'm like half a foot taller than
Yeah.
you. You midget!" You know.
But like Jim and Mick are
or
fucking
probably, like,
giants.
6 foot.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mick,
yeah.
Mick's like 6'6", 6'7". Jim's like 6'5",
Yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
You know, speaking about Corey, I'm remembering, I don't know if this is accurate or not because I didn't see him, but, you know, at that Ozfest we were just talking about, the rumor was going around that he was actually walking around in the crowd.
He was.
Corey Taylor. But they still had the whole mask thing going on. Nobody knew
Nobody
what
knew
they
who he
looked
was.
like. So, like, the whole band, it could have been out in the crowd and nobody would have even known it.
I could have
Like,
swore it
I
was.
think Mudvayne did that too.
It was rumored
Yeah.
that Glenn Danzig was walking around in the crowd too.
yeah. Well, no, they have that.
Try again.
Take two. Click.
Let's edit that part out.
Remix. No, they've said in interviews before that back in their early days, 99, 2000, 2000, when they would walk around, all of them, and like ask people, like, "Oh, what'd you think of that band?" And like get people's opinion, like, "What would you change about
That's
their
smart.
show if you could change
That's smart.
something?"
Yeah,
You know, that
right,
kind
with
of
all the
thing.
masks and
Yeah.
stuff.
And that's
nobody
how they
knows.
Should've done
perfected
masks.
Like I
their
wish
live performance.
I wish I could see their faces.
Right?
No, but I-
What was your favorite show?
my favorite show?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's been too many.
You could tell me.
I know what
Come on.
shows. I know a show you could go to that'll be your favorite show.
Black in the Day.
Black in the Day, opening for September morning,
This Sunday.
I wish I could, but I can't.
February 9th at the Forgy in
I
Joliet.
can't, unfortunately.
Always making excuses.
I'm going to be at the Ice Castles.
That's legit.
I'm gonna be coming back.
Too legit to quit.
Favorite
Hey,
show
hey.
performance-wise? You're going to laugh, but it's going to be Lady Gaga.
Oh, lame.
I can
I
see
can
that,
imagine
But you
though.
know
that.
what? There
Fun,
was
though.
so much
I don't-
theatrical work
I don't
behind
see it.
She's
Everyone's
got
like,
an amazing
Lady
voice.
Gaga's amazing. I
There's
hate
just
her.
seriously, just phenomenal performer.
Hey, how do you piss off Lady Gaga? Poker face.
What was that? What was that garbage show you wanted me to go with just so I could hang out with someone else's husband
We didn't
that they
go.
were
It's okay.
dragging him
We
on?
didn't go.
What was it gonna be?
We weren't going to talk about it.
What was it?
I was trying to get you to see AJ from the Backstreet Boys.
And I
Oh,
told her,
Jesus.
Hey,
No.
I have seen Nickelback 3 times and going back for a 4th. I fucking love Nickelback.
Hey, I don't not like Nickelback. I just
think
don't love
they
them.
are fantastic.
She tried to
I'd
take
not
me
like
to a.
Nickelback.
They had a
Backstreet-
great first two albums.
She tried to take me
No,
to a
they didn't.
Backstreet Boys
Okay.
show, which I was immediately like, absolutely not. And then she's like, oh, but so and so is coming with me, and so and so's
didn't
going to
end
be
up
with
going.
them.
Stop
So
fucking kicking
you
me.
should come and just hang out with them.
Playing
I'm like,
footsie.
no, I'd rather sit at home and jerk off stale fish, and that's what I did.
Was Backstreet back?
All right.
No.
All right.
It was just AJ, and he's my favorite.
EJ?
AJ.
AJ.
What a loser.
But I didn't go.
Only douchebags are named AJ.
Yeah, right.
This is
His
true.
real name is Alexander James. But yeah, that was.
Is your nick? Is that
Probably.
your initials also, James?
No.
No,
No.
we just know like 20 AJs.
But if
Yeah.
it had to be a metal show, it's a tie between the first time that I saw Rammstein, or
jealous.
it would be back in 2007 when I saw Rob Zombie play Aragon Ballroom when
Oh, even
Educated
more
Horses
jealous.
just came out, and they played with Necromantics.
Educated
Oh,
Horses
man.
is like
I almost
the
went to
worst
that.
album ever.
I liked that album.
Rob Zombie didn't even like that album.
This is true.
I'll tell you what. I saw Rammstein at Family Values Tour, the first Family Values Tour.
Nice.
Their stage show
98?
blew my fucking mind.
Oh,
You know, when he pulled out that fucking bow and arrow thing that shoots the fire and the sparks and
Yeah.
shit, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing.
I've
You know,
always
it was-
wanted
it
to
was
see them. I
actually-
love Rammstein.
They're
was
coming
actually-
in this year.
Yeah.
Alan's seeing them.
Yeah,
Lucky
I got
fucking
tickets.
bastard.
that tour, that Family Values Tour, is when,
Did they get arrested?
the lead singer, Till Lindemann,
Yeah.
and the guy that plays the keyboard got arrested for lewd conduct. When they,
Of course.
because when they would,
the fake gay scene they did. on
during
stage.
Book Dick. Yeah.
Burkdish.
I thought it was Book Dick.
That was
You would think it would be Dick.
It makes sense.
No.
Book Dish.
Burkdish means bend over.
Well, I knew it meant bend over.
Yeah, that's what you think.
You know what poop dick means, right?
poop dick.
What you get?
She's
That's what I
not
get because I
muting
went
us.
back to front. I get
Another really
Just make sure to
You
grab
never
the
go
KY.
back to front.
cool band to see was Iron Maiden, and they
Ooh,
played
yeah.
I've always
The Matter
wanted
of
to
Life
see
and
them.
Death and Whole, which I thought that's all they were going to play, but then they ended up playing another half set after that of playing like all the hits that you want to see. So the fact that I saw them play Fear of the Dark made like my dream come true.
That's
That is
awesome.
my favorite album.
They are so cool. And the fact that Bruce Dickinson can still sing like that at his age and they still are that active is amazing.
Yeah, they blow my mind. I've
They're
always
really
wanted
fun.
to see them. I never have.
I always wanted to see Maiden just to watch them play Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Yeah.
I just want to see Eddie.
Just want to see Eddie.
So
I love Iron Maiden, but
for
I love
me,
Eddie.
real quick, theatric wise, anytime you see Rammstein is amazing.
Yeah.
But 2001's Merry Mayhem tour with with
Rob
Rob
Zombie
Zombie
and
and Ozzy Osbourne, that theatric wise was amazing. Both bands did all the theatrics and everything, so that show was badass. That was at the Allstate. But non-theatrics, any Dillinger Escape Plan show.
Oh
The one we
my
saw at the
God.
Metro was
I don't know how you
insane.
compare that though to Reggie's because at
Or
least we
Seven
could
Dust.
figure out.
I refuse to see Seven Dust ever again because the one time I saw them at the Oasis 160 or whatever the place was called, I was like,
I remember
was-
that place. I saw Ra there once.
That was amazing, and I never want to see them again because they'll never top that performance. and we actually had a chance to see them recently, and Morgan went, and I didn't because I'm like, no. I've
I
seen
love
them.
Seven Dust. I forgot about those.
I cannot stand Seven Dust.
Oh,
I
fuck
saw
you. We
them,
can't be in a band anymore.
They put on a fucking great live show. And Morgan said they put on a great live show.
Oh, they really
again, and I
did.
was
Yeah, they
like,
did.
well,
I saw them at
It
the
was
Forge. not long
flawless.
ago.
Go.
You know who puts on a shitty show is Fall Out Boy.
That's because they suck.
Where did
theatric-
you even see them?
I saw them with
Why did you see them?
Shut up, Luco.
That's what I'm wondering.
I saw them.
Blink 182
You didn't like that performance?
at Tinley Park.
You didn't like that performance?
The Fall Out Boy? No, he didn't do anything.
Oh
he
my
just
God.
fucking stood there. Like, would you
I
move?
thought their song
just
selection
fell.
was awesome.
Out of a boy.
I like Fallout.
See, I might. The music can be good, but I like to go to concerts to get the experience.
So do they steal all
like-
their songs from The Simpsons too, or just the name?
Is that
Like,
what
if
the
I
name's
want to,
from?
if I want to
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
listen
Fall
to
Out
music,
Boy
I'll
is a
listen to it at
superhero
home
that
for
Bart
free.
Simpson loves.
You know,
He's the
Yeah.
Fall Out
sidekick.
Boy. Oh yeah, he's the sidekick.
I will say, though,
What
the
the fuck
second
is his
time that I saw Blink when A Day to Remember opened, it was a better show than seeing Fall Out Boy open for Blink.
A Day to Remember. You like
Day to
the-
Remember is so fucking good.
You know, what was I gonna say? I went to a show one time, speaking all that emo and punk stupid shit. My wife took me to years ago to this rock band show. It was like Dashboard Confessional, Plain White Tees, and
Plain White Tees are
You're
from
killing me, Smalls.
right around
Yeah.
here.
a couple other dumb shits. That show was horrible. But I gotta say, I like Dashboard.
Yeah. I never got into them.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Douchebag.
That's
Plain
okay.
White, Plain White Tees is from
Chicago.
This
they're
area.
from, like
Well, from the area.
they're from like Elmhurst or Naperville or something right around
Something
here.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah, like Lombard or
Because
something.
the,
Yeah.
the vocalist, Tim, his parents live on St. Charles Road.
Yeah.
I won't tell you where.
I'll tell you.
Across from Sandburg.
I don't know.
Did you say across from Sandburg?
I don't know if the house is. I don't know if they're still
Let's-
there, but
let's
as of like
TP
3-4
all of
years
them.
ago, they were.
To make sure.
Yeah.
Let's what?
TP.
all of them.
No,
just to
I
make
think
sure.
some
The
of
whole
them might
block.
have moved to Cali.
I actually dated a girl when I lived here that lived across the street from Sandburg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Maybe she knows where his.
Was she in the
parents
plain
live?
white tees?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe she was a plain white
She's
tees
Plain
groupie
White
and can
Tees.
tell
Hey
you.
there, Delilah. God,
Yeah, that's how they sold out. They sold the rights to that song and made lots of money.
I actually used to sing that song in karaoke.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah?
did.
I won a karaoke
So it
contest
sounds like you
singing
got to
that song.
revamp it, and you should do a cover of it in your
No.
band now.
No.
But what if it's at the kids demand it for kids concert day?
Fucking Blacken the Kids Pop.
No.
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 My kids got better taste in music than that.
Well, as we
So does mine.
wind down the evening before we play the last track from Black in the Sun,
Shit.
Black
where?
in the Sun.
Sorry, I'm thinking that album now that he mentioned Seven Dust.
I'm still stuck in 2001,
Yeah,
wondering why
exactly.
Nicholas Barker didn't win drummer
Shut
of the
up.
fucking year.
So Black in the Day's upcoming shows, and where can everybody find you on social media and all that jazz?
Social media is facebook.com/Black in the Day Official. Twitter, Black in the Day Official. We're on TikTok, I think.
TikTok, Instagram.
Wait, you're on TikTok? What do you do on TikTok?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
Oh,
We got some like
Our promoter insisted that we have
Bullshit.
a TikTok account. I just said
I have some
TikTok.
some ideas that we can do, but
Dick Doc?
we just
Yeah,
haven't
Dick
done
Talk.
it yet.
No, we have a
Dick
show
Doc, that sounds
again
like a porno.
this Sunday at the Forge. I think doors open at 6. Show starts at 6:30. We have April 11th in LaSalle at the 9th Street Pub. It's a Devil Frost.
Double Frost.
Like
That's our record label.
yeah, like it's like a Devil Frost showcase. It's us and a couple other bands that go through Devil Frost, and I think that's all we have right now. Now that I can think of it, we have some other things in the works, but nothing.
Nothing set in stone.
Yeah, nothing's been solidified yet. But we are playing on this new album, hopefully by the end of May, and it's going to be called Already Gone,
Ooh.
which
When do
we've
you-
already agreed on.
What's the ETA for the new album? Recorded, released, all that. No, he said that's
We're looking towards the end of May.
End of
wait,
May
to be
or
all
June.
recorded.
No, to be released.
I don't think it's gonna be released by May. Maybe
don't think so?
April.
No, it'll be recorded by the end of May, and it'll probably get mastered and finished in June.
Probably.
So for a July release.
Maybe. Yeah.
The summer
Summer
2020.
And why are you titling it Already Gone?
I can come up with this.
Because the
one.
summer's already gone by the time it comes out.
We have a website, blackintheday.com, and we haven't touched it in forever. And we decided, hey, we should go on there, see if it's there.
And make sure the domain is still ours.
Make
and
sure
all
the
that.
domain's here and whatnot. And we go on there, and the only thing has changed is these big green letters that says "already gone." We don't know where the fuck it came from.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, like, our old guitar player was the one who set up the website and everything. So we don't know if maybe he logged in and, like, put that up there after he left, because it wasn't something we all noticed until, what, like a month ago we were talking
Something
about
like
it.
that.
I think,
Yeah, we
around
just decided
Christmas
to go
time.
on there.
Yeah, we wanted to go check it out, and it was there, and then we were just like, well, that sounds like a good album title.
So your website named your album.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, accidentally.
And we're actually we're working on a title track for that album that's like a 7.5 minute progressive jazz metal.
Yeah, we're taking the band in a different direction with this
Yeah.
track.
It's definitely a lot more progressive.
Exploring.
Different time
experimenting.
signatures, different BPMs, throughout the song.
Yeah,
Go
put
from
some-
like 80 BPM to like 160, back down to like 110, and then up to 180, and like it's just
Put some diminished chords in there to jazz it up a little bit.
yeah.
We don't know where the fuck it came from.
Yeah,
That's
nobody put it there.
hilarious.
Bro, like that is an actually
Wait,
it was
is that over anyone that's not? Wait, I didn't see who it was over. Is it over
It's
anyone?
over
that's not
our singer and our old guitarist.
So maybe did you ask your old guitarist?
Well, see,
like,
here's the
Nope.
thing though. It doesn't show that on my phone. If you pull it up on my phone,
And you poke and nothing
you
happens.
click on it, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
hold on, let me see here.
Like this site is so old, it doesn't even have James on it yet.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
even.
see, on mine it's not over the faces.
It's not over the. It's not over the faces.
Oh, I thought
it's
you
just
said it was over the. Oh.
It's over their face.
Oh, I thought you meant over the face, like it was covering their
no, like
faces.
above.
Above.
Oh.
And what merch do you have available for people to purchase from you?
We have copies of our demo or our EP. We have T-shirts.
Pretty much a demo.
We
now.
got a couple hats, I think. Still,
we
got.
we only
No, we don't have
sold
more
out
hats?
of hats.
Well, we can get you.
Yeah,
hats.
we can get more.
We can get those made.
Hats are pretty
we got some
sweet.
beer koozies,
Window decals,
window
like for the
decals,
car windows,
bumper
all that.
stickers, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
We have
Pins, buttons.
We got buttons,
Do we have any more of these?
CDs,
stickers.
Yeah, I think we got. I don't think we have any more stickers.
No, those got stolen.
Oh yeah, when our
cash
money
box
box
got stolen.
Yeah, our cash box got stolen.
stickers got stolen.
Yeah, somebody stole our
Well,
stickers.
Yeah, and that
it
was
was-
really the only thing in the cash box too.
Yeah.
So go
because
with
we're a
them.
local band and our cash box had no cash in it.
A couple of moths and a bunch of stickers.
Yeah, and like
I think there
some
might have been an
business
IOU
cards.
in there too. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
James owes $4.
I actually
Not
do owe it
anymore.
$20 right now. So.
I think I owe it like $60.
Oh, okay.
Guys, that's
now I don't feel so
$80
bad.
right there that you
Now
owe
I
your
don't
band
feel so
fund.
bad.
Time to order more
Oh, the old
beanies.
band fund.
Yeah, no, the band fund is there, but it's non-existent.
It was stolen.
It was stolen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no, it's not
We'll
that.
say
It's-
that.
it's,
Well,
you know,
we'll just say it's stolen.
yeah. Well, no, I'm saying like from shows like money's supposed to go to a band fund, but we're all poor,
So it goes
and
to
all that money
tacos.
has to go to gas. Do you say
Well,
hot
we
girls?
make like $5 a show
total
because
Here's your 64
the
cents.
people decide they want to fucking book 20 bands for one show, and we all got to get a cut of that.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
You sons of bitches.
Well,
Well-
there's some a few announcers just before we wrap up the night and hear the last track. So coming up, there's a couple shows on top of what Black in the Day is playing on Sunday, happening at Lurdy's Hot Stuff
Where?
in Porter, Indiana. Lurdy's.
Lurdy's.
L-E-R. Oh, Leroy's. Maybe it's the. It looks like a D on.
Lurdies. Fucking Lurdies.
Over at
She
Lurdy.
phoned
If
me
you
good.
saw this,
Hey there, Lurdy.
it
Oh,
looks,
Lord.
it legit
Lordy.
looks like a D on this.
Lordy, Lurdy,
Anyway.
Lurdy.
Oh,
In
Lordy.
Porter,
We're
Indiana.
playing in fucking Lurdy's.
Saturday
Oh, my
night,
lordy.
our friends in Crusadist are
Black
going to
in the
be
day,
playing
Lurdies.
with Hideous Pit, and Observation, and Team Haas.
We should start a bar called Lurdy's.
All right, here we go. And
Oh,
it's
my
the Hearts of
Lurdies.
February show, so make sure if you're in the Indiana area and are able to go out, go see
Oh,
Crusadist.
able to make it over to Lurdy's.
Our friends in Fleshburner have just announced after posting a video from their past weekend show in Green Bay that they are looking for a bassist in the Chicagoland area. So if you are looking for a band and you're a bass player, hit them up and maybe you can try out for them. Our friends in Coyote Man have a brand new video clip up on their Facebook page for behind the scenes at Decade Music Studios for their upcoming album Precognition Part 1. So make sure you check that out and get ready for the new album. Our friends in Active Destruction are playing the Blue Island Beer Company, which they came on and talked about earlier last month. They are playing with Tenebralism and
yes.
how do you say that? Disemolmerance? Yeah. And that's going to be Friday, the 7th.
Good
And
job,
that's
Morgan.
just thank you.
Good job.
I don't know if anybody else saw the exciting announcement that June 27th, Kuma's Fest is happening. 15th year anniversary, headlined by Anthrax.
Nice.
What? And tickets are available at all Kuma's locations, so make sure you check that out. It's going to be at Brands Park in Chicago. And Converge is also playing with Chicago natives, the Atlas Moth. And Russian Circles are also playing. Make sure you check out Weed Bee's new album. And that's all up on Spotify, Bandcamp, and Apple Music. So, Nebulous Tidings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So futuristic and spacious.
Well, that's their the single, but it was Triumvirance Part 1 Dissension is the
Those are big words, Morgan.
Yeah. So check that out. Vile Cynic was promoting and showed that there is a Midwest Bangers Ball CD out right now with a bunch of local bands that we're friends of on it. It's a compilation including Oblivion Zero, Vicious Attack, Central Disorder, Reckless Redemption, 3 Days from Dying, Those Dirty Thieves, Marks of Grey, Warhammer, The Green Leaves, Vile Cynic, Chaos Ordinance, and Extraction Point. That is a good chunk of
Shout out to
bands.
KO.
So get you a copy. That's
We've
pretty sweet.
actually played with a lot of those bands.
Yeah.
I'm friends with some of them
A
too.
lot of those bands have been on the show.
Yeah, a lot of them have been on the show.
I think Spamicidal Jelly's on that too.
No, they're not.
There was just
I could-
12. That
I could have
was
sworn I
them.
saw Spamicidal Jelly. I could be hallucinating. I don't fucking know.
Also, make sure you check out this coming week. Actually, it might have been tonight. Our friends in Fate to Suffer were opening up for Head P out in Indiana. So I think that was either tonight or tomorrow. It was sometime this week. So make sure you check out their Facebook page because they're also giving away a free CD if you get one of their shirts, which are pretty sweet.
Now there's an idea.
Yep. You can give out your demo as well with all your shirts. The free disc is included. You could go to their merch at Fate to Suffer, their merch store.
They're really good.
Yes, they are really cool.
Very, very good.
And then, unfortunately, the scene lost a really awesome supporter, Corinne McLeod. She was a talent booker. She was a manager. She was a photographer. She attended a lot of shows and support. She passed away earlier last month. They're having a tribute show for her at Cairo Ale House in West Chicago this coming weekend on Saturday. And Vice is going to be playing because they were managed by her, as well as Jury of Fears, Outrageous, The Wheel of Giants, The Beta Waves, Welcome to Jonestown, Werewolves at Hour 30, Confusion, and a bunch of other things are going to go on, like a raffle and signings. So make sure you go to that if you are able to, because the donating of that event is going to go to help cover the funeral costs and other expenses that the family is going to have for Corinne. So she actually was at a few shows that we had gone to with Vice and everything to support them too, and she was a really, really nice woman. So it's really sad that the scene lost her at such a young age. And
She actually came out to one of our shows one time just to see us.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
She was actually our first promoter.
Yeah, she was our first promoter. She was at, it was when we opened for Puddle, Mud, and Saliva.
Oh, wow.
She came out, and I spent a lot of hours on the phone with her before then. You know, she wanted to work with us, talking about our future and all that kind of stuff. And
Aw.
she was a big supporter of ours at the beginning.
yeah, she had a lot of support for just local music, that she really just enjoyed being at shows.
Yeah.
Big smile on her face, dancing, just wanting to just be out
ear to
there.
ear the whole time.
And one more show for our friends in Crusaders this coming weekend. They're playing with Dissenter Friday, February 7th at Reggie's. So make sure you check that out. And then next week on our show is my last show in my 20s.
You old ass bitch.
We're going to be having Bind the Sacrifice on for their very first time. They are, the drummer is the same drummer for Capital Vices, Matt. So a little bit different than Capital
Matt
Vices.
Lathan?
It's a lot heavier than Capital Vices.
Matt
Both bands
Lathan?
are awesome, though, so make sure you come out. Fitz's Bear Keys
Matt Lathan?
every Tuesday. Yes, Matt Lathan.
You talking about Matt Lathan?
I'm talking about Matt.
Fuck yeah.
And we're here every Tuesday.
Matty Eyes?
You can go to our Facebook page for all of those upcoming events that let you know who's going to be on our show, and you can come out and hang out with us while we record. And then
Matt Lathan is also the new drummer of Fleshbringer. Did you know that?
I think I
there you
saw
go.
that.
There you go.
But anyway,
Learned something new.
that's all I got. You guys said that the last song that we're going to play is called Demons.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is this song about again? It's about
Diamonds.
It's
Dealing with your inner demons.
Yeah, it's pretty much being trapped inside of the darkness that's in yourself and trying to show the light that's inside of you, but you're trapped in the darkness, so you can't.
Yeah, trying to calm those demons whispering in your ear.
Yes. Trying to be a good person when those demons are stopping you from doing so.
That makes sense. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Thanks for having us. It's been a great time.
Oh, yeah. Had a fucking blast.
Very excited to hear the full album coming out soon. And,
Midsummer.
To see you guys live in the near future. Make sure you head to all the band's streaming platforms to hear more music and to get all the information on upcoming shows and where you can support and follow the band on their social media links.
Oh, yeah. By the way, the EP, Eternal Eclipse, is on Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, anywhere you can stream music, it's there.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
You just got
And then
look.
the 2 singles you've heard on this episode are also available everywhere online. Spotify,
Yes, they are.
Apple, you name it.
YouTube as well.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, here is Demons. Have a good night.
Later.
Don't shackle me to the wall while you try to find your world. Don't tie me to the ground. I want to silence their sound. Where do you wanna be? I can't help you if you don't set me free. Where do you wanna be? I can't help you if you leave me. I hear the demons whisper when you're down. The light is getting weak. I want to silence their sound. The darkness will swallow you and rob you of your beauty sleep. Don't tie me to the ground. I want to silence their sound. Where do you wanna be? I can't help you if you don't set me free. Where do you wanna be? I can't help you if you leave me. No, no. Don't shackle me to the wall while you try to fight your world. Don't